up a seat and motherfucking listen. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen.
Pack your bag, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our grind, we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave. Hey.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
You landed on the tarmac, fresh off the boat. Talking about y'all building nothing, man, you choking on the note. My ancestors the reason that this country even breathes. Picked the cotton, built the White House, planted the seed. Jim Crow laws, redlined the map, we was the target. You think that struggle's a costume, man, you can't mark it. We fought the wars, we bled the blood, we died for our future's chance. And you come here and give our legacy a side eye while throwing shade on the guard. While you benefit from doors we kicked down with our last breath. Now you spit on the architects who stared down death. Disrespectful, that's disrespectful, ungrateful, a slap in the face to only people who gave a fuck. So let me show your ungrateful ass to the right place.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our ground and we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your disrespect and just fly on.
Passport, the visa, the privilege to be here. Cause my grandma did march for y'all, so disappear from our land. You cosplaying our pain. Think it's a trend you can borrow, but you ain't inherit the ghosts of our sorrow. We the foundation, the bedrock, the soil, and the root. You not no branch on our tree, and unproductive people always cosplaying me.
Talking about we ain't do nothing, you lost your mind. We built this from nothing, time after time.
From the beginning to now, we been the backbone and muscle. Why you look down on the struggle and cause a whole tussle? The energy style with discussing is whack. So let's make it clear, there's no turning back.
This land is paid for in full.
In blood, sweat, and tears, and dreams deferred.
You don't get to come into a house we built from the dirt and telling Black America y'all ain't worth nothing. That's a violation. Facts.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
It's our soil on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
Show respect, this our ground. Y'all just tenants on a leash.
Or get the step.
Show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business, I can just fly on.
Yeah, fly little birdies.
Fly on back to where you came from.
This ain't for you. The soil is sacred.
We said what we said.
It's time
For y'all to go home. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. Bye bye, little birds.
They thought we forgot, but we never forget. This one's for the rules. We built this land from dust and tears, 400 years, and we still here. They write new rules, but they don't see. Every freedom they got came off you and me. We planted seeds, they took the bloom. We lit the flame, they left the room. But we back now, no disguise. The spirit's woke, we realize all we want is what we earn. That sweat and blood, yeah, that table turn. You can't buy culture, can't fake that fight. This is our day, this is our ride. We happy, say it loud, say it strong. We the heartbeat that's been here all along. Foundation of Black Americans, stand tall. We ain't begging for nothing, we built that all. Born from pain and grace, you can see the truth written in our face. We the soul, the sound, to fight the flame. Foundational Black Americans, say our name. They love our rhythm, but they dodge our blues. Use our voice when it fits their news. They take our sound, but not our scars. We the backbone, we the scars. Now the veil is gone, the mask is clear. We see the game, we know it's here. No more silence, no more lies. We lift that flag and watch it rise. Rise up, rise up. We the ones that made this nation breathe. Our veins are power, our roots are trees. We know world is rhythm and grace. And now we're reclaiming our rightful place. Can't copy courage, can't steal pain. You can't inherit soul by changing names. Our story ain't done, it's the revival. We guard the gate, it's about survival. We FBA, say it proud, say it loud. The world dances on what we vow. Foundational Black Americans, still we stand, still we fight, still we demand. Every block, every song, we've been right here all along. The soul of a people strong and free. Foundational Black Americans. We the first, we the root, we the fire. Still rising, still here. Foundational Black American.
We set the tone and they copy the cadence. Dance to our drums and deny the foundation. Wear the style but don't honor the source. Smile in the crowd and you distance and force. Say you not us but you rap like we breathe. Take the rhythm, then fuse the receipts. I ain't mad, I'm just holding the glass. Showing the mirror, now answer it back. I ain't here to cancel nobody. Just keep it honest, keep it solid. If you eat from the table we built, don't act surprised when we guard it. Do you like that? Do you like that? When I flip your sound and I ride like that. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Cause that's how it feel when you borrow my culture. Then act like we never mattered. Hip-hop.
Mike Larry. Now this shit here, it's what see it is. We're not fighting your battles. We're not carrying your fear. We're not lending our history to people who erased us while we were here. Just cause you're born here, don't make you FBA. That makes you a citizen, learn the difference today. This is lineage, not a look you can wear. Not a costume you borrow when it benefits you there. You used our culture like like an access card, backstage pass, a straight facade, but now the mirror's in your face. No disguise, and you're uncomfortable looking truth in the eyes. We didn't leave our land to beg for a chance. We stayed, we fought, we took every advance. That's the separation, that's the line you cross. We paid the price, you learned the cost. You waving your flag on our soil, but fighting not to go back home. Waving your flag on our soil, building comfort on a foundation you didn't own. We waving our flag, red, black, and gold. Stood our ground, never sold. You waving your flag on our soil, but scared to build what you claim you love. Our humor, our style, the way we move, the smoothness, the sound, the things we prove. Music we birth, language we shape, innovation forged under constant escape. Warrior spirit means stay and defend, not flee your land and rewrite the end. You call it success, but don't confuse the two. Ease came after what we went through. You abandoned your land and called it strategy. You wave that flag loud, but won't return to build your legacy. That contradiction tells the story for you. You waving your flag on our soil, we're fighting not to go back home. We waving ours where we were forged, every inch earned, every brick known. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We know who we are, and now we see who you are too. Just because y'all born here doesn't make you FBA at all. It makes you an American citizen. It's biologically impossible to be us, because it's a lineage, not some damn costume you can just put on to look cool. You immigrants and immigrant Americans has used our culture as an access card, a backstage pass to our culture. Now y'all have to look in the mirror. Our sense of humor, the aesthetics, mannerisms, the style of dress, the smoothness, the creativity, our genres of music, innovativeness, our slang, our warrior spirit by staying on our homeland and fighting and not fleeing to somebody else's land to beg for a better life and shit on the very people who fought to have us there. That's who we are. And we know who the hell y'all are waving your flag on our soil and fighting to make sure y'all don't go back.
You can't leech off our culture anymore. Beat it!
Mike Larry, man, you did it again. We really making history. Let's go. Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it loud, don't walk it back. Do you like that?
Do you like that?
You grew up mimicking us, now y'all switch it up. Turn the carbon copy, y'all ain't black, what the fuck? It's funny y'all connecting to our culture like it's Wi-Fi. Surfing on our waves of our culture, no more agua. Still in my culture for all these years. Look how time flies, all these colonizers in disguise. Hate y'all still, hate us outside. Study doctor, vampires, suck the blood of our guilt. They copy the flavor, sip the juice. Love the results, hate the truth. Who? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Democratic shields, talking points, the road they fill. Fish and chips, agent on the mic, judging FBA, but ain't you half white? Talking like you one of us, we need a proof face. The agent type with a prune face, like 50 and Jim, it's a cold game. Throwing stones cause we built our own lane. I'm joking, kinda, but I mean, smile calm, pressure intact. Y'all proud where y'all from, where they flag, beat they drum. But when it's us, tone switch fast. Same pride, but it's too much. FBA pride, lineage solid. You can't put this on, can't try it on. Built here, stayed and fought, that's the difference. That's the card. Do you like that?
you like that? Say it clear, don't twist the facts. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like that? Point made. No edit. No care.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, and what they were capable of in the past, they will understand what they have a possibility or a likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background, to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has been the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
Greetings, Black family. Greetings. And oh, that's great, Mac. I did too. I put 5 on it, so hopefully we get there closer to it. It's only 23 hours left, less than that now. I think it's more like 20 hours left of the Kickstarter. So donate to the Kickstarter for Hitting Color 6, FBA family, if you haven't already. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Ground Rising with Shabaka and the Chase. I'm your host, Shane Crewman. I should be joined here shortly with Shabaka Sankoria, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, which I'm the co-executive producer and co-host of. And on this, Lady Che is asleep, so she probably won't be joining us. She'll be by later, so she'll be with us for Front Line Blacc News. But on this season 11, episode 25 of Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase, in conjunction with the Front Line Blacc News, we'll be discussing several topics. The first one is actress Judy Pace from Sanford Son passed away this week at 83. May she rest in power. Judy Pace spoke about her health before she died. Showtime at the Apollo's Kiki Shepard, our brother 3 Stacks. Actually, it was a Big Boy from Outkast. Shouted her out back in the 2000s. On a rhyme. I'm trying to remember what the song was. It was either Miss Jackson or Rosa Parks. It was one of them songs. I can't remember off the top of my head. Y'all might remember better than me. But anyway, she passed away at 74. When it's the Kiki Shepard's Teddy Pendergrass, cooler than Freddie Jackson, sipping a milkshake. Oh, ain't nobody fresh as me. So fresh and so clean. I knew it would come to me. Then celebrities honor her. Kiki Shepard talks about the most memorable times on the Showtime at the Apollo. All of us 70s, 80s, and 90s babies remember Showtime at the Apollo. It was the business. And then we got Update, Afroman, our cousin, A-Trey Gangsta Crip, wins big in lemon pound cake defamation case. Afroman exposed the cops and won. Here's why this changes everything. Then we got 20 forgotten Black inventors who shaped America. Trump on Cuba, U.S. foreign policy analysis. Then Joe Kent resigns, Trump administration shift. U.S. draft registration update. And military versus president. Can they refuse orders? And we are based out of East Denver, North Aurora, Colorado, getting news from a Front Line and Blacc first perspective. We are a part of the new Blacc Media and also the signal boosters of the new Blacc Media. We have been around for 6 seasons now. Front Line Blacc News has been around for 6 seasons now and counting. And we have several platforms that are part of the Front Line campaign. Front Line Blacc News is the first one. We started back in 2020, 2021. And Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, which this is based on the 50th anniversary of the founding of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We started on Blog Talk Radio back in 2016 and have been around for 11 seasons now. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced covers the Black experience from the beginning of time until 10 minutes ago. It is also a part of the Frontline campaign. It has recently, within the last 2 to 3 years, moved from Blog Talk Radio to StreamYard. Please make sure y'all like and share the broadcast, family. Please join us on StreamYard, YouTube, Frontline Blacc News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Frontline Blacc News, Frontline Blacc News 2, our backup channel, just in case you try to check Frontline Blacc News again. Then we got my personal page, Jesse Parrish, aka Chain Kruma. Make sure y'all sub up to that. That's where we stream all the city council meetings and the community events here in Denver and Aurora, Colorado. And then we got Lady Che's other channel, Seduction Doll. The link to that is in the description. Make sure y'all sub up to that so she can start going live on that channel. Exactly, twin. We are the resistance. And then make sure y'all sub up to her main channel, the Revolutionary Agenda, the RBA. She did an RBA yesterday. Make sure y'all check that out. It's like 8 hours, but it's well worth it. Then we got Shabaka's Black Experience. Then we got Shabaka's channel, YouTube channel, Jeanette 1. Make sure y'all sub up to that so Shabaka can start going live on his YouTube. Then we got our cousin, our local out the Bay Area, Jay Militant. His channel link is in the description. Was Cracking TV with Jay Militant. Then we got our certified codified B1 brother out the Mile High, Kiki. Make sure y'all sub to his channel. He's like one of the dopest MCs out of Denver. He usually does the intro track for Frontline Blacc News too, and we're on a paid StreamYard subscription. Then we got Breeze Omega, brother out of Virginia, VA. Shout out to Breeze. He just surpassed 1,000 subscribers, so make sure y'all sub to his channel as well. Check him out. He'll be dropping some heavy knowledge. Then we got the Church of Black Power, brother out of Watts, California, who's now in Houston, Texas. Make sure y'all check him out as well. He drops heavy knowledge too. And his channel link is in the description. He has just surpassed 2,000 subscribers. He's on his way to surpassing 3,000 subscribers. And last turn, not least, we got our brother Black Truth United, who's on a hiatus right now, but came up with the B1 Rolodex, which is a modern day green book for FBA and B1 businesses alike. And the links to submit your business to the Rolodex are in the description. The link to the Rolodex itself is in the description. And yours truly is in the Rolodex for my political work. Then we got the petition for reparations, the change.org petition. Make sure y'all sign that. Then we got the Kickstarter for Hidden Color 6. Like I said, it's less than 20 hours left. for the Hidden Colors 6 Kickstarter. Last time I checked, it was almost 200,000. Hopefully it's at 200,000 now. Bad B1 kitties, what are y'all doing? What are you doing, Amaru? What did you knock over, Amaru? Don't meow me. It's at 547 right now. And the goal is 250. So come on, FBA family. We got to get this off the ground. This is a much needed thing that we need in this day and age. And I've been following the Hidden Colors series for since its inception, since 2011. I have all the Hidden Colors with the exception of Hidden Colors 5. I don't have that per se, but I have seen it. The American Maroons, I don't have that, but I did see it. Microphone Check, I don't have it currently, but I did see it. And there's one more I'm missing. I got 1804. I got 1 through 4. I think that's all of them. So I have a majority of them. So make sure y'all donate to the Hidden Colors Kickstarter. The link is in the description. And then we got Lady Chase GoFundMe. Make sure y'all donate to that if you can. Yeah, they acting up. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? All I heard was stop, Amaru. And know I'm on camera. They know they always do that stuff. It's like, oh, now they're gonna want to get on camera and watch. And then we got copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And I do not own the rights to the music. And if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything, jungle activity. If you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. And all 9 areas of human or people activity, now is economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. And some say health and nutrition, and all 9 or 10 areas of human or people activity. And that was by the late, great Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., who transitioned over a year ago at the age of 95, ProduceJustice.com. And when you are a Black person or captured by any race soldier, you must never fuss, fight, or flee. Comply and defend yourself in court, also by Neely Fuller Jr., ProduceJustice.com. And last but certainly not least, we got racism, white supremacy as conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. And that was by the late, great master teacher, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, whose birthday was yesterday. She would have been 90. And shout out to our FBA brother, Tariq Nasheed, for paying for her funeral, along with several others. So those are the topics. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. All right, so I'm going to hop right into it. Hopefully Shabaka get in here. He was having issues. Wish I had a commercial to play for y'all. I'm not going to play the trailer again. Yep, that's right. Keep your power tools. That's what Professor Black Truth always tells us. Yep, keep the power tools at the ready. You never know when you have some trash that needs to be blown away, or some obstacle that needs to be cut down, or some never get caught empty-handed. Keep your hammer close by. Keep that hammer at the ready, and always carry your steel. Power tools. Because no matter what your day job or side hustle may be, there's no excuse for not being able to put in some work. Yep, shout out to Fresh for that. All right, I'm gonna play this clip about Judy Pace. Hopefully we can get Shabaka in here. So this is from Digital Media. Shout out to Digital Media. They dropped this just in time because I was like, oh, we got to do a story about Judy Pace. And right when I said that, they dropped this video. So here we go.
I heard, and it may not be true, that there was a small health issue that then got you into modeling, because you were in college and on a different path.
It wasn't a small health issue.
Mm-hmm.
It was a major health issue.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, they discovered that I had a problem with my leg.
Mm.
And I was taken and placed into the orthopedic hospital for children. I was there for over 3 months with surgery. There was something wrong with the growth plate of one of my legs.
Right, and so
Now,
maybe there was like a imbalance.
no, it wasn't acting. It wasn't growing. It wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So it was far more serious than I knew it was as a kid. I'm like in second grade, first grade, that kind of situation. And I was there and they would give me drugs and I hated the drugs and it was awful. I couldn't play. My mother and dad and everybody would come and sometimes I couldn't go down and greet them. I had to look out the window and wave at them. It was awful. And then the fear of thinking I might have one leg shorter than the other leg.
Which is what they were doing all this for.
To make sure that did not happen. So after a couple of surgeries, I was finally able to go home, but we had this ritual. I had to come and be checked every 4 months to see if the leg was growing. Well, thank God, God Almighty, the leg grew.
All right, that's our church.
Hello. I mean, the thought of having that was just like, oh my God. Once that was settled, that's when I wanted to be a model.
Sure. And is that what inspired it? That, okay, now.
No, my sister, I have 2 absolutely beautiful sisters.
Sure.
One is named Jean Pace, or Jean Pace Brown, and the other is named Betty Pace. My sister Jean was married to Oscar Brown Jr. She's a singer and a dancer and just drop dead gorgeous. Stop traffic. I'd actually seen her stop traffic.
I think it runs in the family.
I don't know about all that. My mama was cute too.
Modesty gets you everywhere.
And my sister Betty decided she didn't like dancing, she didn't like singing, but she wanted to do something exciting. So she was going to be the model. And so she started taking classes and coming home and showing me what to do and what not to do and all of that. And then she said, oh, this is so boring. She decided to become an exec with the city. Okay, so that's what she did. All right. And just by chance, this was around the time when Ebony Fashion Fair was going, and Ebony Fashion Fair was like just the buzz of the buzz of the buzz. It was the bomb, darling. It was the bomb. And they didn't have anyone from the West Coast. Actually, they didn't have anyone west of Chicago.
Right. And anyone who had your skin tone, because that was a really big thing.
Well, skin tone? What do you mean skin tone? You mean chocolate?
Sure.
Is that what you're talking about?
Real black. I mean, weren't they sort of erring a little bit towards lighter than that?
Let's just say this: if you were a model, I have a term for certain things. This is my title.
Sure.
It's called color-coded casting.
I love it.
Colored coding casting is, if it's supposed to be pretty, it's either going to be white or it's going to be light. There was no chocolate in the mix.
Right, never put into the formula.
No chocolate. So I think they had one brown skin model at the time. And I was able to go to the audition because one of my girlfriend's mothers was a member of the organization that would bring the Ebony Fashion Fair to Los Angeles. And her name was Marilyn McCoo of the Fifth Dimension. She was going to go and be a singer and I was going to go be a model. And then finally was like, I'm going to be a model and be an actress and be on TV and make movies.
It just kept going.
People kept saying to my mom, you need to talk to that girl. She don't know what she's talking about. She's not going to get married till she's 30. And she's going to be an actress and be a movie star. And my mom said, she's in California. She can be anything she wants to be.
I love it.
And my dad used to call us, there was 3 of us. I was deep chocolate. My sister Jean was a little caramel. And my sister Betty was just right brown. So he would just always tell us we were beautiful and we believed him.
Sure, right. And
but then reality would happen when you got out in the world and got out of the house.
Right, And we talked a little bit about that in terms of just growing up. Your upbringing and where you grew up was very different. Jewish community, Asian community, and also just maybe yourself only being the Black community.
It was when you're doing it, you don't realize how unique it is. We knew it was different, but we didn't know how unique it was. My mom and dad are from Jackson, Mississippi. And they had great imaginations and great courage and what they were going to do. One thing they were going to do, they weren't going to raise their children in Jim Crow.
Okay.
So they were getting the hell out of Jackson, Mississippi as quickly as they could.
Right. And this is just to put a time frame on it.
We're talking 19. I'm 80. How do you think that is?
I welcome you guys back on here. If you're new, consider subscribing, liking, and also share this video. So Judy Pace, who starred in the 1971 classic Brand song, according to information coming out and the information I've been seeing on social media, they are saying that she passed away. And the actresses' daughters, Sean and Julia Pace Michelle, came out and confirmed the passing to reporters. I saw a Deadline, that huge online news platform, were the first to report about her passing, saying that they had received a report and from the daughters, saying that their mother had died peacefully in her sleep on Wednesday, and she was surrounded by family during a trip to Marina del Rey. Judy Pace was a pioneer in the industry, making a name, for herself as a fixture in many blaxploitation films, I think in the 70s and 80s. And of course, she won even an NAACP Image Award for Best Actress for her TV role as Pat Walters on The Young Lawyers. But of course, before jumping into film and television, she was already a trailblazing as a model. And of course, she became an Ebony Fashion Fair's youngest model, I think in the early 60s, around 1961, 62, 63 there. Some of Judy's notable TV credits include I Spy. I also saw her featuring in Batman, Bewitched, Days of Our Lives, The Mod Squad, and Tarzan. According to Deadline, when I was looking through social media, they say that the family has requested that in lieu of flowers, donations can be made in Judy's honor to the NAACP. And some of Judy's notable film credits, like I've told you, The Spy is actually a movie you should go and have a look at, because it's really an interesting movie, and she was really a very great actress. So Judy was just 83 years old, and we are sending our deepest condolences to the family, friends, the fans, and everyone who was very close and loved her. Rest in power, Queen, and bye-bye for now.
All right, thank you, Tether, for that update.
Sad news coming out of Los Angeles. Legendary co-host and TV personality Kiki Shepard has passed away after an
So yeah, Judy Pace, aged like wine. May she rest in power. I'm trying to get Shabaka up here. Shabaka got a whole story to tell about her. Let's see. Yeah, I was wrong when I said Sanford Son. She was on Good Times for a number of years. And then, like you said, she was in I Spy, The Mod Squad, and several other films. Yeah, Shabaka lived in that era. And he's a goddamn teller. I forgot. That Complex News. Yeah, dude was a fucking teller. Let me see if I can find another clip for y'all about her. I'm waiting on Shabaka to get in her. Yeah, she played Jeannie. Oh, she was on Sanford Son. I wasn't tripping. She was on Sanford Son and Good Times. Let me play this one real quick. Oh, these just freeze up computer.
Now, do you think you could finish telling me about your mother?
Yeah, she's definitely from Shabaka's generation.
Girls, just so good to have you home.
Yeah, it's good to be home.
Can I get you anything?
No, I'm fine.
Well, I left the kids a joy, so I guess I better go
Give Shabaka enough time to get in here.
Will you be all right?
Yeah.
Just make sure you had your own cake.
I eat back after I was through cleaning up the kitchen. You got to go to school and learn. Did I?
Worse. Sexy model.
That ain't all either.
But with you and I know better. What's the matter with you anyway?
I just want to be with you.
Come here.
Hey guys, are you familiar with actress Judy Pace? She was a popular actress from the 60s and 70s. She had film and TV roles. She's popular for her role in blaxploitation films. She won an Image Award for Outstanding Actress in a drama series in 1970 for her role in The Young Lawyers. Variety called Judy Pace the most beautiful Black actress in Hollywood. Judy Lentine Pace was born in Los Angeles, California on June 15th, 1942. Her father was a mechanic and her mother was a dressmaker. After she graduated from Dorsey High School, she attended Los Angeles City College and she majored in sociology. She was a striking beauty. She was taught modeling by her sister, and she got an offer to join the prestigious Ebony Fashion Fair. She auditioned and became the youngest model for the show. Modeling was something new and adventurous for Judy. She would go on to model in many leading publications that catered to both Black and white audiences. Judy did not aspire to be a movie or TV star until director William Castle saw her picture in Ebony magazine and chose her for a part in his film 13 Frightened Girls. So her film debut was in 13 Frightened Girls in 1963. She received good reviews and it showed her wonderful potential as an actress. Her first really big break was in Hollywood in 1968 when she played the first Black villainess on TV, when she played Vicky Fletcher in the hit ABC TV soap opera drama series Peyton Place. In 1968, film critic Roger Ebert praised her for her performance in the popular youth-oriented film Three in the Attic. He wrote, "The find in this movie for my money is the young Black actress Judy Pace, who is terrific. She's a quick, funny actress who can put an edge on a line and keep a scene sparkling." Judy quickly became a familiar face in the 70s on both the big and small screens. She appeared on television shows including Batman, Tarzan, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Days of Our Lives, The Flying Nun, The Mod Squad, Medical Center, That's My Mama, What's Happening, Sanford Son, Good Times, and more. She was in Peyton's Place from 1968 to 1969. From 1969 to 1971, she played in The Young Lawyers. In The Lawyers, Judy played one of the three young lawyers who took on cases dealing with the poor and oppressed. The film would later be turned into a weekly series with Judy reprising her role. In 1971, she played Billy D. Williams' wife, Linda, in the movie Brian's Song. Brian's Song was the most watched movie on television that year. Critics have called the movie one of the finest television movies ever made. Judy Pace was a very beautiful actress who helped pave the way for Black actresses. She was referred to as the Black baby doll or the Black Barbie because she looked just like a perfect doll. She was the first dark-skinned beauty on screen. She proved that beauty comes in all shades. Throughout her career, she broke the color line in TV and Hollywood. She appeared in many successful TV shows, and her presence was appealing in movies. She was one of the first Black bachelorettes on the legendary The Dating Game in 1965. Judy Pace was courted by the late baseball legend Curt Flood in 1966 when he saw her as a bachelorette contestant on the game show The Dating Game. They dated until 1970. In 1972, Judy got married to actor Don Mitchell. They had 2 daughters together. They divorced in 1984. Their daughters are actress Julia Pace Mitchell and Sean Mitchell Mitchell. After her and Don Mitchell divorced, Judy and Kurt Flood got together again, and they got married in 1986. They remained together until Kurt Flood died in 1997. She appeared in 4 episodes of Beauty and the Baller in 2017 as herself. This lady is so gorgeous. It's unbelievable. Judy is now 82 years old, and she's still amazingly beautiful as ever. She is so beautiful, guys. It's just unbelievable. When I saw her, I'm like, I can't believe this woman's age. She is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah, she definitely was gorgeous. I'm gonna get in trouble for playing this. I'm not gonna play that. Come on, Shabaka. I seen one more I wanted to play for y'all in regards to her. It's this one.
Welcome back to Know Your Celebrities. Today we remember a woman who helped open doors in Hollywood. Her name was Judy Pace. Many viewers knew her face, but few know how important her work really was. She appeared on dozens of hit shows. She worked during a time when roles for Black actresses were rare. Yet she still made a lasting mark. This is the story of Judy Pace. Early life in Los Angeles. Judy Pace was born on June 15, 1942. Her home city was Los Angeles. Her father worked as an airplane mechanic. Her mother was a dressmaker. They lived a simple life. But Judy had big dreams. She grew up during a time when Hollywood offered few roles for Black actors. Still, she loved movies and television. She finished school at Susan Miller Dorsey High School. After graduation, she attended Los Angeles City College. Her major was sociology. But acting soon pulled her away from the classroom. Hollywood was calling. Her first steps in film. Judy Pace entered films in the early 1960s. Her first movie role came in 1963. The film was 13 Frightened Girls. It was directed by William Castle. The role was small, but it gave Judy her first taste of movie sets. More roles followed. She worked hard. She showed confidence and strong screen presence. Soon, casting agents started to notice her. The role that changed everything. In 1968, Judy Pace landed a role that changed her career. She joined the popular TV drama Peyton Place. Her character was Vicky Fletcher. The role made history. Judy became the first Black villainess on a major American television series. At the time, that was a big deal. Many shows had no Black characters at all. Judy brought confidence and edge to the role. Viewers noticed. Critics noticed too. Film critic Roger Ebert once praised her acting. He called her quick and funny. He said she could make any scene shine. Those words helped boost her rising career. Rising star of the 1970s. After Peyton Place, Judy Pace became a familiar face. You could see her almost everywhere. She appeared in many popular television shows. Her credits included Batman, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, and Sanford Son. She also appeared in Good Times and What's Happening. Producers liked her energy. Directors trusted her with strong roles. She worked in both drama and comedy. Few actors moved between the two so easily. During this time, she also worked in several blaxploitation films. Those movies were very popular in the early 1970s. They gave Black actors more screen time than before. Judy Pace became one of the recognizable faces of that era. Leading role on The Young Lawyers. Another key moment came in 1970. Judy joined the ABC drama The Young Lawyers. She played the role of Pat Walters. The show focused on young attorneys and their cases. It only lasted 1 season. But Judy's performance stood out. She won an NAACP Image Award in 1970. The award was for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. This honor proved something important. Judy Pace was not just a supporting actress. She was a leading talent. A powerful role in Brian's Song. In 1971, Judy appeared in a famous TV movie. The film was Brian's Song. It told the story of football star Gale Sayers. Judy played his wife, Linda Sayers. The movie became one of television's most loved sports dramas. Many viewers still remember it today. Her role added warmth and emotion to the story. It showed another side of her acting skills. Love, family, and personal life. Judy Pace also had an eventful life off screen. In 1972, she married actor Don Mitchell. They built a family together. The couple had 2 daughters. One of them, Judy Pace Mitchell, later became an actress as well. The marriage ended in divorce in 1984. Years earlier, Judy had met baseball star Curt Flood. They first met in 1966. Curt saw her appear on the TV show The Dating Game. He was interested right away. They dated for several years before going separate ways. After her divorce, they met again. Love returned. Judy Pace and Curt Flood married in 1986. They stayed together until his death in 1997. A lasting legacy. Judy Pace worked in television for many years. She helped open doors for Black actresses. She proved that talent could break barriers. Her roles may not always be remembered today, but her impact still matters. She appeared in classic shows. She won respect from critics and fans. And she helped change what audiences saw on screen. Judy Pace passed away in March 2026. She was 83 years old. Her story reminds us of something simple. Every step forward in Hollywood came from someone brave enough to take it first. Judy Pace was one of those people. And today we remember her. Thanks for watching Know Your Celebrities. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for
All right, y'all. Shabaka having technical difficulties getting in the studio, so I'm going to try to get him on the phone so he can tell y'all about Judy Pace. Yeah, they said, they forgot Cotton Comes to Harlem in this year. Mm-hmm. Okay, there it is.
We ass naked.
Oh, wow. Okay, here's Shabaka. Can y'all hear him? Go ahead, Shabaka.
Yeah, who's in the studio with us?
It's Twin, Mac, and Fresh so far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so therefore Judy Pace, yeah, she played in a film called Cotton Comes to Harlem. That was 1970. That deals with Raymond St. Jacques and Godfrey Cambridge. And there was this one white boy cop named Sergeant Dreamer, right? So therefore, it was something that was going down. And so therefore, he was keeping Judy Pace like in custody, on watch, or what have you, right? And so then what had happened was that Judy Pace got the fool out of his clothes, threw him out the damn apartment, ass naked in the hallway.
That's funny.
Yeah, then she also played, as you were saying there, she did play Gail Sayers' wife in a movie called Brian's Song. Now, the significance about this movie, Brian's Song, is it has starred Billy D. Williams as Gail Sayers, and it started James Caan, Sonny and the Godfather, as Brian Piccolo, okay? So what had happened is that movie had launched both their careers, is because that same year, James Caan did The Godfather playing Santino, and then Billy D. Williams got his big break where he was opposite of Diana Ross in Lady Sings the Blues.
Yeah, they covered that in the clip, so it's funny. It says she went to Dorsey High.
Dorsey High?
Yeah, and she went to L.A.
In Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know Dorsey High. That's in Los Angeles. That there is over there on the west side near the Crenshaw district.
Yep.
I know exactly what Dorsey High is because, when I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? I used to go to that park, and it's in the Crenshaw district. And Dorsey is kind of like, if I'm not mistaken, east of Crenshaw Boulevard.
Okay.
Between Crenshaw and La Brea.
Okay. So in Inglewood or just West LA?
Yeah, no, not West LA. Okay, West LA is out there, man, when you get out there towards Westwood, okay?
Okay.
In the 405 freeway. All right, so over there at Dorsey High was also arch rivals with LA High, okay?
Yeah.
LA High had the worst record in football, for the, what do they call that there?
Which one did you go to?
Huh?
Which high school did you go to?
Oh, L.A. High.
Okay.
And L.A. High is where they used to film the old TV series called Room 222. But when the quake hit in 1971, it brought L.A. High down, and they had to tear it down and rebuild it. And I went to it, man, in 75, 76, when they was putting the final stages on it. And then when I was going there in 75, that day was when they was doing the build-up for the Thriller in Manila. Okay. And then I remember I had the L.A. Times, and I was reading about the fight, you know, in 1975, and a white teacher went and snatched the newspaper out my hand, you know what I'm saying? And I said, bitch, are you crazy? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Which was my exact words, you know, and then I walked out the damn classroom, you know. Well, you're supposed to be studying this. Look, lady, I'm up here just reading about one of the greatest heavyweight championship fights in history right here, you see. And then what I had wanted to do, as I wanted to save the whole headline, right? But with my little sister, she meant well, but she cut the clippings out and put it off in the scrapbook. You don't do that. See, I wanted to wrap that whole sports section up in plastic and keep it, because today it probably would have been worth, say, man, about $10,000 or $15,000.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, you see.
I'm gonna make sure they can hear you, Shabaka.
Yeah.
Right. Can y'all hear Shabaka?
Huh?
I'm talking to Mac and Twin. Can y'all hear Shabaka? So Shabaka been talking this whole time. I'm trying to make sure that it's transpiring onto the show.
So I'm out of a computer now. My computer crashed.
God damn it! You gonna have to take it to the Geek Squad.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go take it to a family member who has knowledge of this, and you know I gotta wait till he get in. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be pissed off when I come tell him about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, so you know, so I'm out of commission on a computer. Yep.
I'm trying to see if I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because it's still connected to the.
Yeah, it got hit with a damn virus. So you know, some RWS out there that push some buttons on me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear Shabaka though? Say something, Shabaka.
Yeah. And then let me see here. And then I got to rearrange these tables in here. Oh, man. Once again, something I didn't need. Yep. Once again, something I didn't need. Yep. Yep.
Okay, they can hear. Just keep talking, Shabaka. All right, so what are your closing thoughts on Judy Pace with her phone?
Okay, may she rest in power. You know what I'm saying? And then too, and I don't think that she participated too much in the black exploitation films. She was mainly known in the '60s because wait a minute. Okay, yeah, the film Brian song that she played Billy D. Williams' wife in was made in 1971. So that there was kind of like, you know, pre-black exploitation. Okay. Although you had Shaft that came out the same year, but 1972, as I said, you know, was the kickoff year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, may she rest in power. She definitely aged like one. Like fine one.
And she also had a sister older sister by the name of Jean Pace, who was married to Oscar Brown Jr.
Oh, okay.
And Oscar Brown Jr., as you know, man, when we was with Blog Talk, used to do Bid 'em in, Bid 'em in.
Yeah.
Of the slave market.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And OBJ, as they used to call him, he himself too was out of Chicago, like the Emotions, Maurice White,
man. Thank you.
Curtis Mayfield, and the Impression. You say.
Okay, Shabaka. Well, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Thank you for joining me, and that is Miss Kiki Shepard passed away as well from the show.
A few days ago. And she used to host Showtime at the Apollo, which would come on, let me see, we're speaking either late 70s or early 1980s, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, I believe so.
Sad news coming out of Los Angeles. Legendary co-host and TV personality Kiki Shepard has passed away after an unexpected heart attack. According to TMZ, Kiki's rep revealed she suffered a massive heart attack in Los Angeles on Monday. Shepard, who was mainly known for a role on Showtime at the Apollo as the beauty who would introduce guests, was just 74 years of age. Now, across social media, many who will remember how impactful it was to see a Black woman in her position on TV, like her counterparts Vanna White for The Wheel of Fortune, would react to the unfortunate news as it would become more widespread. Sherri Shepard, who shares the same last name as Kiki but has no relation, would open up about losing her friend and would help highlight other things outside of Showtime at the Apollo Kiki was connected to. My heart hurts. A Broadway star, a Showtime at the Apollo dancer and co-host. My friend, my cousin from another auntie, Miss Kiki Shepard, has gotten her angel's wings. If you knew Kiki, you knew she was always smiling and laughing. She was the life of every party, and she could make you feel wonderful with just a touch, a text, and a tight hug. Kiki was a fierce advocate for those with sickle cell, and through her Kiki's Foundation, helped so many people who were diagnosed or just needed to know how to live again with sickle cell. Who has not attended one of Kiki's bowling or comedy parties as she tirelessly raised funds for such a wonderful cause? The last time I saw Kiki was when she got off a plane and came straight to my Hollywood Star ceremony. I was so proud and honored to give her some well-deserved flowers on the Sherri Shepard Show. Kiki and I am devastated that you are gone, but I'm rejoicing because you lived and you lived boldly and joyfully. Your love of God was evident, and I know you are having a ball up there. I love you, friend. Comedian Red Grant, who would also be a part of the many performers that would touch the Apollo stage during Shepard's time of hosting from 1987 to 2000, will share his reaction to the news. You will be missed, Kiki. You were a special person to me and the world. Keep everyone laughing up there. Now, what appears to be an even more unfortunate moment is that Shepard herself was just honoring her late sister last month over on Facebook. In a recent post, Shepard would write, "Celebrating my beautiful, artistically gifted sister Cassandra on her second heavenly birthday. We love and miss you, Sandy, forever." Now, as mentioned by Sherri's post, Kiki's career expanded beyond just Showtime at the Apollo, as she was a graduate of Howard University and would become a member of the DC Repertory Dance Company. She would later take her talents to Broadway through the 70s and 80s, in which she would become a part of productions Bubbling Brown Sugar, Coming Uptown, Reggae, Your Arms Are Too Short to Box with God, and Porgy and Bess. The Texas native could also be seen on other television shows like A Different World, Baywatch, NYPD Blue, and even Grey's Anatomy. As of now, former hosts of the Showtime at the Apollo, Steve Harvey, Mark Curry, Sinbad, and Monique have yet to break their silence about this loss. Sending our condolences to her family and friends, as we knew what she represented for those who watched her every week. Kiki showed us it was possible and gave us pride to call her one of us. Thank you, Kiki.
Okay, that's the first clip. I like it.
The legendary Kiki Shepard is in the house. I have to tell you something. I actually won a bet with Dondre today.
Which Andre?
Dondre.
Oh, Dondre, what did you bet him?
Well, you know what? Everybody's been watching for 17 years, waiting to see what you'll be wearing next. So I said, Dondre, what do you think she's going to be wearing tonight? He's like, she's probably going to be wearing a feather, and that's it.
I started to wear a feather.
Really?
I started to wear a feather, and I decided not to. He would have gotten you. But I'm glad you won.
And I was like, there's not going to be feathers tonight.
I'm glad you won.
I did. First of all, you're doing such amazing work. Let's talk about this foundation, sickle cell disease. And I want people to start following you. So how can people get in touch with your foundation, the KISS Foundation?
Oh, easily. KISS Foundation, KISFoundation.org. Log on to the website. You'll find out all the things we're doing. If you want to donate, if you want to come and be a part of anything we're doing, all that information will be on the website. So that's the easiest way.
Are you ready to bowl tonight?
I'm ready to throw out the ceremonial ball. That's all I get to do.
That's all you do?
But I really am a bowler.
Are you?
I really am a bowler. My top game was 214. ever. That's doggone good. Hey, yes.
So I want to talk to you about something that everybody knows you from, Showtime and the Apollo.
Yes.
What would you say is the most memorable time from that show?
I've been asked that question a lot, and I really can't pinpoint any one thing. I just know that there were different periods of time. Like I had the period with Sinbad, which was amazing. Then I had the period with Mark Curry, which was also amazing. And then, of course, came the ever wonderful Steve Harvey. That was our longest host. And I learned so much. I have great respect for Steve now, because after Showtime, I became my own host of my own show, and I began to understand what it's like to be a host. It's no joke. It's a real serious job, and it's not easy. Everybody can't do it. So my most memorable times, I think, would be the times that I sat backstage and watched how to become what I've ultimately become, a host.
That's a very humbling thing to experience, actually.
It is, because, you know, you have to give kudos where they're due, you know, and I learn from others all the time. So I just want to say thank you to Steve Harvey, to Mark Curry, and to Sinbad, all three of my hosts. They taught me so much.
Shout out to all of you. Now, I did some research on you. You know, you have a very interesting secret language name.
What's the secret? Oh, you mean Kiki?
Your secret language name is Devoted Material Inducer. Have you ever heard of this book?
Devoted Material Inducer.
Have you ever heard of this book?
Birthdays? No.
Well, actually, I'm going to be giving this to you because you do such phenomenal work. And what
And
it
you
is,
found out all of that from this book?
so your traits are, you're very inspirational.
Okay.
And one of the traits is your material, which I thought was amazing, because you almost built a career on being a material girl, in a sense where everybody just wanted to see what you're wearing. Fashion correspondent almost.
Yes. You know, that's just God working. That's all. God decided that that's how he was going to put me out there, because he knew he had this work for me to do with sickle cell disease. So he had to find something that was universal, that everybody could respond to, everybody could identify with. And of course, fashion is one of those things, you know, and I was just blessed to have the body to be able to wear it. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad.
Good genes over here. You're in the whole social media front,
Yes, we
Facebook
are.
and Twitter.
Yes, we are.
I want people to start following you, so let's plug in your Twitter.
Okay, at the kiss. Oh gosh. Okay, at the.
She's getting cheat sheets over here.
Y'all just Google me and they'll tell you everything.
Google
that you
this
need to-
beautiful
It's KIKISHEPARD, Kiki Shepard. Hey, this is Kiki Shepard, and you're watching me on SL TV.
Beautiful and legendary. Thank you so much.
I
We'll see you
appreciate
inside. Are you going to ball a strike for us?
Yes, I am. I love this interview. Y'all are cool.
Awesome.
Thank you so much,
Thank
baby.
you so much.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary Cab Calloway.
Amateur winners receive a pair of.
Yes, so big rest and power to Miss Judy Pace. Excuse me, not Judy Pace. Miss Kiki Shepard. Also, rest and power to Judy Pace. But yeah, rest and power to Miss Kiki Shepard. Gone but not forgotten. She was definitely influential, and she will be missed. All right, so moving along, we got Afroman wins big in lemon pound cake defamation case. So Rashad Richie gonna give us an update, then Tariq gonna follow up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Afroman victorious. He wins, as I predicted yesterday. He should win. It's a precedent-setting case. You don't get to sue people for defamation because your feelings are hurt. Here it is.
In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we did it, America. Yeah, we did it. Freedom of speech. Right on. Right on. Yeah. God bless America. Yeah. Power to the people. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It truly is a celebration of everyone. Because if he would have lost that case, it would have set a dangerous precedent about your rights as a homeowner and your rights as it relates to freedom of speech. Both of those rights would have been chipped away at if somehow these officers prevailed. If you remember, they raided his home, kicked in his door, broke his fence. He has surveillance of this because his property has cameras. They found no drug. According to the allegation, they did very little to no investigation. They relied on the word of a confidential informant that wasn't credible. And he decided to put them in his video because they were doing things like eating his mama's pound cake while at his home. So he put them on video. Good for him. Now, here's a recap of what actually happened during trial.
$1.5 million for Lisa Phillips from what she's been through for 3.5 years. You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person, she is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
For Brian Newland, I'm asking you to issue a verdict for $1 million for what he's been through with his family, the loss of his dream job here in Adams County, and correctly, the amount of money that was indicated on the evidence bag was more than what was actually returned to Mr. Ford.
Correct.
And do you know the results of that investigation?
They were to determine that I miscounted the money during my original count.
Can you tell me what fact about you that receding hairline or dick refers to, please?
I'm sorry?
What private fact of yours does that refer to?
I mean, there's a picture of me and see here, talking about see, I wouldn't trust him with methamphetamine crack ass alone in my house.
But this was Plaintiff's Exhibit 5. You said this was referring to you. Where's your picture in this?
I said, you asked me earlier.
Where's your picture?
No, and you asked me earlier.
Your Honor, I'd ask the witness to answer the question.
Okay. You can clarify that there's reason. Okay.
Is your picture in this post?
Yeah.
Sir, is your hairline receding or not? Because in order for it to be defamation, it must first be untrue. And then he cited a whole quote from Afroman, but the quote was not about him. It was about his dad, which means his dad can sue for defamation, but he cannot by proxy sue for what was said about his. There you go. Put it up full mast. I don't know if they thought this out thoroughly. The rapper Afroman did not defame 7 sheriff's deputies or invade their privacy when he put out a series of catchy, flamboyant, and some would say insulting music about them. These videos portrayed the reality of what happened in a comedic way. They raided his home in 2022 in Adams County, Ohio. An Adams County, Ohio jury ruled on Wednesday, no defamation has taken place. In a 3-day trial that pitted 2 very different notions of personal outrage against each other, Afroman, whose legal name is Joseph Foreman, successfully argued that he had a First Amendment right to mock the deputies as public figures, and that the over-the-top lyrics of his viral songs could not reasonably be taken as literal statements of fact. Now, over-the-top statements will also disqualify you from a criminal charge. For example, if you say, I'm going to put my foot up your ass, typically not going to charge you with an offense because we consider that to be, well, just based on anatomy, impossible. Okay? So that becomes over-the-top statements, is hyperbolic, insulting, yes, but really not the same as saying something that you actually can carry out, which then that becomes a terrorist threat. So over-the-top statements work in both criminal and civil. That was the argument. in August 2022, a squad of deputies, like a SWAT team, from the Adams County Sheriff's Office broke down his door with weapons in hand. He wasn't home at the time, but a family member recorded videos of the search on their phone, and footage from the house security camera system shows the officers tearing through his kitchen. The officers had a warrant to search for evidence of drug trafficking and evidence of kidnapping, okay? According to CNN News affiliate WCPO, but they failed to find anything that would justify charges. By Afroman's account, the officers left his house torn apart, cut his security video cords, took cash from his home. Officials later announced that deputies merely miscounted the money and traumatized his kids. So Afroman took his anger and his case to the internet, working to outmaneuver the deputies in the court of public opinion. After uploading the footage of the raid onto his Instagram page shortly after the incident, Afroman remixed it into multiple YouTube videos over the following months, even releasing an album titled Lemon Pound Cake because they ate the man's lemon pound cake. Afroman even featured our coverage of the raid in his music video. You can check it out when you get an opportunity. But deputies sued, saying in court documents that they suffered humiliation and received death threats. A suit they just lost. Now, it could be true. You suffered humiliation and you received death threats. The people that threaten you should be on trial because death threats are illegal. And the individuals who you are, well, I guess, hoping to have favor with, but now you're humiliated, well, that's called cause and effect. I'm sure Afroman was humiliated by the charges during, while he was not at home. Had to find lawyers to defend himself, was accused of kidnapping and drug trafficking, charges that were echoed on all major news channels in America. So I'm sure he was humiliated. I would say this about Afroman. He did an interview not too long ago, and it was about how he realized he had been empowered by way of artistry. And he said the one thing that he felt when all of this happened, he felt powerless. He said, I couldn't do anything but just take it. That's all I could do. There was nothing I could do. I could not go and kick in their doors. Then he said, when he started to do the music, he realized that they seemed to be more offended and more affected by his truth-telling in artistry than he was being the victim of their raid. And he said it was at that point he realized that he was empowered with his freedom of speech. And I want you to remember that as well. You are empowered with your freedom of speech. That's why it must be protected. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
He's a scholar. He's an incredible artist. He is, I think they should put him on a coin. He is the embodiment of America. He's what we should be inspired by. I love that he took his pain and his uncertainty and used it in his artistry. I hate that they ate Mama's pound cake. I don't know why they weren't on trial. And you said something at the top, Doc, about how they might not have thought this through. Perhaps they just thought that in Adams County, this jury would just side with them despite their egregious actions. It was sick. And I love the fact that the attorney he hired with his dry self, making all the best points, used the truth, used the Jasmine Crockett, bleach blonde, bad built body type of defense. Is it true? Is your hairline receding, sir?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. That's right there. They should have just settled, figured something out and said, what can we pay your attorney's fees? I hope he goes after them. It's really sick, but he's triumphant. I love him.
Yeah. Typically in defamation cases, if you sue someone and they successfully defend, they have a right to recoup the money that they've had to pay to defend themselves. Many states have that as almost an automatic rule. All right, we'll see what happens next.
Darling Radio, like and subscribe. Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact, nothing. So all of this is their fault.
She raided my house. She disconnected my camera. Then she went down on my spouse. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Y'all keep on laughing. She gonna eat your wife's food. When Liquor Lisa joined the Adams County Sheriff's Department, husband was complaining, he was pushing on their wives' carpet. Lisa licked him slow, Lisa licked him fast, Lisa licked that the sad, Lisa licked that, lick him low. Lisa, lick him low, Lisa, pussy life. Lisa, full of shit, Phillips. She'll do your woman over, spread her legs and do them lips.
Family, we are very close. We got less than 45 hours to go for the Hidden Color 6 Kickstarter campaign on Kickstarter. We are at 48K right now with 45 days to go. We're almost at 148K. So we got a little while to go, a little ways to go, but we got a short time to do it. So we need everybody to go to the Kickstarter page at hiddencolor6.com. That's Hidden Colors, the number 6.com. And then you click on that Kickstarter link and everybody put a little something on it so we can hit that goal. All right, we can do this. This is very, very important for us to do this. It is imperative that we control our narrative. It is imperative that we control the way our history is going to be taught. So Hidden Color 6, it's fire. It's good. Hey man, we making it happen. All right, let's see who we got. Shout out to everybody in here. Oh man, a lot of stuff we got to talk about. Just waiting on everybody to pile on in. What's up, the legendary Tethanator? What's up, Shirty Business? What's up, Shirty? Rhonda, what's up, Rhonda? Respect to you. Kelly Kells, Nandy, respect to you. Thank you for the roses. My good sister Brooke, thank you so much. Now let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the first thing I want to talk about, have y'all been seeing the updates on this case with the brother Afroman? Have y'all been seeing the details of this case? This is funny and it's very interesting. So how many of you guys are familiar with Afroman? Oh, this is some funny stuff. Now, Afroman, ladies and gentlemen, back when was this? Early 2000s. He had like a kind of a novelty hit record. The song was Because I Got High. I was running late to work because I got high. And I went to work because I got high. You know, it was kind of a silly song, but it was very catchy, and the song ended up going platinum.
Yeah, 3 times platinum.
So, you know, he got a hit record off that song. It was kind of a novelty record, and he kind of does these novelty, silly type songs. So that's his thing. But he came up off of it. You know, he got him one good, well, I think he got a couple of hits. There was another song he made that took off. I forgot the name of it, but there was another song that he had. Hold on, let me see something. Let me try to Google it real quick. Yeah, there was another song that I think it went triple platinum. What was that other song? What was his other song that he had? Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Tariq. It was Coke 40.
What was that other song? Hold on, let me look at it. Now I'm curious now while I'm talking. Was it Coke 45? Hold on, what was the song? Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But he did have another song, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. Let me find the name of it. I hate to just stall out while I'm trying to chop up game with the family. Hold on, let me find that song. Where is it? Okay, so the other song was called, where is it? Okay. It is, let me see, Because I Got High, that went platinum. The other one is called Crazy Rap. Crazy Rap. What is that song? Hold on. And that went triple platinum. Okay. Crazy Rap. Hold on 1 second. Let me take a listen to it real quick. Crazy Rap. Hold on 1 second. I don't remember this song. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to listen to it. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm okay. So this one actually went triple platinum. Okay. All right, but anyway, I'm okay. So he had a couple of platinum records back in the day. Crazy Rap. Okay. So again, Afroman, this was early 2000s when he got things popping. When he got it popping. So recently, now Afroman lives in Ohio. He lives in Adams County, Ohio. In August of 2022, the police, the sheriff deputies, they raided his crib. And they said there was a warrant based on some suspicions of.
All right, I got Shabaka back. Shabaka said Chuck Norris died. Go ahead, Shabaka.
Yeah, it's unconfirmed, okay, because I'm still going through here with this computer because it appears, that I got hit with a damn virus, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's the dump regime doing this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I always said, that these motherfuckers could blow these goddamn things up on our asses at any second, man. This just fucking proved it.
Yeah, you know? Yourself,
and yeah, so Chuck Norris died, but it's unconfirmed. I haven't seen it on mainstream media yet. Mm-hmm. And then also, too, what's the next topic?
I'm on Afroman exposed to cops. I'm playing Tariq right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Was that there in LA?
No, this was in
Adams
County, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was about to say Colorado.
No, I thought it was Adams County initially. Here in Colorado, but no, it's Adams County in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Drug trafficking and kidnapping. Nothing illegal was found. No charges was filed against him. So they raided his crib and it caused a lot of property damage. They broke down doors, gates. And fortunately for Afroman, he had a home security system that captured everything. So
that is the brother that came up.
What he did, because they said it was some kind of anonymous tip
This is the
some
rap.
kind of confidential tip somebody gave them that all this stuff was going on in his crib.
He did the song.
So after the raid, he used the footage and he made music videos and content about it. He made a song called Lemon Pound Cake because I think one of the cops looked over at some pound cake that was on his counter or something. So he just making these silly songs clowning these cops who raided his crib. And he found out their names and started just making videos talking about he smashed one officer's wife and one other officer gets her thing licked, and he just made these real funny, derogatory songs about these damn white cops. And then made music videos and then used his home surveillance videos to put the cops in his music videos. So he was mocking them in a comedic, satirical way.
Mm-hmm.
I think he even sold merchandise featuring images of the officers. So what they did, 7 officers decided to try to sue him. They tried to sue him claiming defamation, invasion of privacy, emotional distress, unauthorized use of their likeness, all that stuff. So they tried to hit him for like $3.9 million. They said that he spread false accusations, like saying that they stole his money because they took his money. He had like $5,000. They took his money. They had to give it back, but he said it was like $400 missing out of it. So they said, well, he mocked them and humiliated them publicly. They said that their family faced harassment and embarrassment. So, he went to trial. He went to trial. I think the trial lasted for like 2 or 3 days. His defense was basically, hey, this is satire. This is artistic expression. This is protected by the First Amendment. The officers are public officials, so criticism and parody comes with the job. His argument was, hey, if they didn't raid my house, none of this would exist. So the trial happened, lasted about 3 days. He came in wearing an American flag suit, The officers, they were trying to testify about emotional distress. They were trying to whine about being mocked and harassed. It was one song. They played some of the songs in court, and it was one female officer. He made a song about her called Lick 'em Low, and is talking about how she eating other women. And while they're playing it, she's in court crying. She's trying to pull a Karen, and that makes it funnier. She's trying to get sympathy with him playing this song. She's trying to act all distraught. That shit made it much funnier. He's clowning her. She's in court trying to cry. That shit is hilarious. And but he stayed firm. He said the raid was a wrongful raid. He said, hey, if they had not have instigated this, none of this would have happened. And the verdict was the jury ruled completely in Afroman's favor. He won on all counts. Officers got nothing. Absolutely nothing. So he's celebrating that. That's a good look for him. That's kind of revising his career because he's actually a good performer. He's a real good performer. He can perform where he plays the guitar. So, this is very interesting. So this raid was a complete failure. They didn't have no charges. Some of his money was missing. So he, the deputies, they victimized Afroman and then tried to sue the victim. They raided his house unjustly. And then when he talked about it, they're going to try to shake him down for almost $4 million. So that was their way of trying to silence people who go up against the police. And fortunately, the jury saw through it. You see. Fortunately, they saw through that. And, this is First Amendment. It's absolutely First Amendment. The jury agreed. And again, deputies, they are public figures. So the legal bar for defamation against public officials, that requires proving actual malice. So, they didn't prove malice. You see, and fortunately, he won this case. If he had lost, it would have been a very bad precedent. Every citizen who criticizes the police on social media or in music or in a public forum, they could be sued into silence. And he used his own surveillance footage. So basically, the deputies got mad for getting caught on camera being janky. You see? But this is a good thing. I'm very proud of the brother. He stood on business. They came for a black man in rural Ohio talking about a tip from a confidential informant. Now that right there, we got to look into what that was really about. Let me say what I think this was really about, why they raided his home. Let me tell you what I really, really think this was about. I think this was a revenge tactic. You got to understand, law enforcement, they engage in a lot of revenge targeting. Now, why do I say that? Just they do that. Law enforcement and the authorities, they do things out of revenge. If they can't get a black person on one thing, they'll target them for something else. Just like with OJ. They couldn't get OJ on those charges out here in California. So they concocted those bogus charges on him in Nevada, where he, quote, stole his own stuff and then gave him 9 years in damn jail for stealing his own stuff. Nobody in the history of this country went to jail for stealing their own stuff that long. That was a revenge case. You see, a lot of people believe Tupac, when he went to jail up there in New York, remember that case when he went to jail, went up to Dannemora prison? Many people believe that was revenge for him pew-pewing those YT cops down in Atlanta. A lot of people believe that, you see. So a lot of times when a black person so-called gets away with one thing, you got people in law enforcement who will conspire to target them for something else. Now, in 2015, Afroman was doing a concert somewhere. He was down in Mississippi and he was performing. And a YT woman got on stage and got behind him and started dancing. And he was playing the guitar. Some of y'all might remember this. He turned around and socked the shit out of that woman. He knocked her out and then went back to playing his guitar. And then he got arrested and they let him go. And I think he paid a little fine and he might have made a little settlement payment with the woman, like 60 grand or something like that, or his insurance company or something like that. But he didn't really get no real punishment for that. And a lot of people felt a certain way. You remember that? Yeah, he clocked the hell out that woman. And let me tell you something. Oh, the dominant society don't like that, especially the YT supremacist males. Oh, y'all look that up. Y'all look that up. Yeah, this woman got behind him when he was playing and he turned around and socked her out. You got to understand, Afroman, he makes these silly songs. He makes, these silly little, kind of goofy songs. But the thing is, Afroman is from out here in LA and his family's from Mississippi. Yeah, he's FBA. He's a foundational Black American with family roots deep in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And Alicia Cabrera.
And
oh, okay.
Afroman is an 8-tray Crip.
20 hours ago.
Yeah, he's from 8-tray Crip out here in LA. Mm-hmm. You see? Yeah, he's 8-tray Crip. Yeah, so yeah, don't be fooled by the little silly songs. I don't know. People think they can kind of bullshit around because he makes these little silly songs. Yeah, they moved him out to Palmdale. He was up there in Palmdale, but yeah, he was 8-tray Crip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's admitted this. Let me stop it. No, he everybody knows that out here. That's not. Come on, that's kind of a known thing. Everybody knows that. So. Yeah, Palmdale is active too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, nigga, Palmdale is active. Yeah, Palmdale is active.
Probably fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's known for that. Okay, somebody like, oh, you telling that? No, that's kind of a known thing out here. Yeah, that's kind of a known thing out here. Okay, some of y'all don't. Okay. Yes, that's a known thing out here. There's a lot of people who are. That y'all see that are gang affiliated that y'all don't know. Tone Loc, I think Tone Loc was with the 40s. DJ Pooh, I think DJ Pooh was with 40s. A lot of folks are affiliated. A lot of folks are affiliated. But that's just kind of what it is. People know it's just not a big thing.
Good show, man.
People just know. And it's nothing that people really talk about like that, but they just know. Yeah, Tone Loc. Yeah, Tone Loc was Crip. Yeah.
Yep.
But nevertheless, listen.
It was pretty self-explanatory.
Him socking that white tea woman, I think the cops went up in his spot as an act of revenge. You see, historically, come on, let's be real. History has proven a dangerous trigger for the white tea males, black men having some kind of harm or slight or proximity to a white tea woman. So any type of harm, they go on alert. They got to get some kind of revenge. So they saw a black man striking the most protected class. So they're like, oh, he didn't really get no severe punishment for that. So they kind of feel a certain way. See, the dominant society, they got a long memory when it comes to black men who they feel got away with something. So Afroman, he continues to tour and make money and live his life unapologetically after that event. This is a system built on subjugation. So they see that as being, he's being a little too contrary. He's being a little too uppity. So I don't believe that raid was about no sudden tip about no damn narcotics and all that stuff. They were waiting some years to try to come up with a scheme, and looks like it was some kind of prefabricated play that they were trying to make to go in there and try to hem him up. You see, that's what it looks like to me. And thankfully our brother prevailed. And here's the irony. It didn't work. Here's the irony. Was very interesting. This case was in Adams County, Ohio. Where my Ohio people? Ain't that kind of by Kentucky? Where my Ohio people? Ain't Adams County kind of by the border of Kentucky? Do I have any Ohio people in here? Any Ohio people in here? All right. Do I have any Ohio people in here? Yeah, it's a very white county. It's very, very white. Yeah, it's white. It's whitey, white. And it's damn near predominantly white county, but they still found him not guilty. So I want to look at that angle too, because see, the media will have you believe that a lot of these white conservatives are automatically just going to be unfair and anti-black and all that stuff. And I'm not taking this. Some of them are. I ain't taking that away. But what happened in Adams County, Ohio, is like a bunch of Republicans out there. The verdict worked in his favor. They were trying to shake him down for $4 million damn near. And it don't mean that racism disappears in conservative spaces. It just means real life is more complicated than that cable news branding. Sometimes a conservative white jury, they can look at the facts and they can look at state overreach and they can look at free speech and say, no, the cops went too far. I told y'all, man, when we went vacationing, me and my family, we went to Montana and Wyoming, these lily white conservative places. These people were just as nice as they can be. I told y'all that. Yeah, dude, you go around some of them conservative white tea people, a lot of them are actually cool.
And I was like,
now I don't know, they might be, be doing some janky stuff behind closed doors, but in them conservative white tea spaces in states, they were cool. I'd be lying if I said they were not. I'm not saying all of them are, but you see, the media tries to make it seem like, white conservatives, they're going to get you, all the white conservatives, they're going to be like, all of them going to be on some MAGA shit. You see? They try to play that. See, Afroman didn't go to court asking for pity. He came in standing on rights. He was in there talking about property rights, free expression, the right to criticize government, Yeah, they raided the man's crib, didn't file no charges. So a lot of conservatives, especially in rural America, they might not agree with the black person politically, but they understand trespassing and overreach and damaged property and the government getting too big for its britches. You see? So a lot of people will just assume that, okay, the white conservatives are going to be pro-police no matter what. And the deputies, their argument was basically that Afroman's videos humiliated them. But the defense framed it as criticism of public officials and protected satire, which it was. And the jury sided with the black artist, not the badge. You see? So a lot of those conservative jurors, they drew a line between respecting law enforcement in general and giving law enforcement a blank check in court. You see? So my thing is, what would the verdict be like in a liberal place? Because we got to understand, a lot of these janky verdicts that go against us, it happens in liberal spaces. All right. What if there was a multiracial jury? If it was in a liberal place and it was a multiracial jury? Look, come on now. Let's be real. Let's say they had a bunch of people of color, a bunch of non-black people of color on the damn jury. Some Hispanics, some Caribbeans, some Asians on there. What if they had all of these quote unquote people of color? I think they probably would have ruled against Afroman and ruled in favor of them damn cops. That's what we mess up. This is what we got to understand. That people of color shit don't work in our favor like y'all think it does. And they try to trick you, the liberal white people. They make it seem like, yeah, we got to go against the white conservatives and be around people of color. They're going to be better. Some minorities. No. Because some of those people of color, they do extra things to try to fit in with the white supremacists. And they understand that the quickest way to get a pass around the white supremacists is to go against us. Do you understand? The quickest way to get a pat on the head from the dominant society is to do something that harms us. Understand, with the Diddy case, remember, the Diddy case, that judge who threw the book at him unjustly, that was a damn, ain't he East Indian? Ain't he an East Indian tether? The Diddy verdict is the sentencing is very unjust. I think they're appealing it now. But yeah, he over punished Diddy. Yeah, Hindu. When we just found out, when I got banned from the UK, the guy who was the secretary of the Home Office, I can't think of his name now because they sent me a letter recently telling me why I got banned from the UK. It was a damn, I think he's like East Indian or Pakistani or something. The guy at the Home Office, he personally told them to ban me over there. A damn Pakistani, East Indian, whatever the hell he is. Yeah? That's what I'm saying. All that person of color, man, these people are the damn worst when it comes to dealing with us. Oh, man. What's that? Cash Patel, remember? When Charlie Kirk got murked and this Cash Patel, he's out here giving condolences to Charlie Kirk and talking about, see you in Valhalla. That's some old white supremacist, mythological, Aryan ideology nonsense, that Valhalla. Man, he's up here signaling white supremacist talking points.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
The hell with that cross-eyed Nazi.
So listen.
Cash Patel.
Listen, the case would have went sideways if it was some people of color on that thing. So don't let them scare you with all the conservative white tees are going to get you all the time. No. Some of them are janky. But some of these other people of color are janky too. That's why I'm just on FBA business. That's why I'm standing on FBA business, ladies and gentlemen. You see.
That's right, Tariq.
Standing on it. That's all we got to depend on. Foundational Black Americans. And understand this. Afroman, this brother, he comes from a Mississippi background. He was born in LA, but they sent him down to Mississippi for like 6-7 years. And then he came back to LA at around 11 or 12, something like that. So, you know, he lived down there in Mississippi as a kid and then came back to LA. So he has deep FBA roots. And listen, there's a spiritual protection. Those officers went into court trying to go up against this foundational Black American man, and those cops got humiliated.
Yep.
You understand? I've been telling y'all, folks who go up against us right now because we're having a foundational Black American renaissance, it ain't working for them because we have tapped into our ancestral grid. We've reactivated that grid. So there's an ancestral energy around us, and it's giving out justice towards people who try to go against us. You understand that? Our good brother Afroman is from Mississippi. His family's from Mississippi. Remember, Mississippi, I told y'all, there's Alabama, Mississippi, that's like ground zero for the most intense, blood-soaked history of our ancestors.
Right.
You're dealing with deep FBAs down there, and there's a deep spiritual energy that comes with that because we are of the land, we're of the soil. My family's down there. That's why so many things were born up out of that South, Mississippi and Alabama. The blues comes up out of the Mississippi Delta, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the movie Sinners was all about, Mississippi.
Georgia.
You understand? The #1 movie in the world getting the most praises and accolades is about Mississippi and foundational Black Americans in Mississippi. You see? So that's very significant. Blues coming out of Mississippi and all of the other music genres coming from blues.
Yep.
Blues is the root of so many other music genres.
Yep.
You see?
Sure is.
So coming from that ancestry, you know, right now we're in this renaissance, there's a spiritual protection there. When we claim our specific lineage, we tap back into that spiritual battery of the people who built this land.
That's right.
So when those cops came in trying to violate the brother, they thought they were dealing with an isolated person. No. Spiritually, we're stepping into the territory of basically fully activated bloodline. See, when everybody's on code and you're on your ancestral land, that creates a certain power. You see. And see, white supremacy and systematic racism, they don't just operate on laws, they operate on low vibrational energy, fear and intimidation. They need you to be scared. See, the goal of that raid was for them to lower that brother's frequency. They wanted to humiliate him and put him in a state of terror.
That's exactly.
But no, he responded differently. He weaponized humor. He made music out of it. He stayed confident, had his head up. You know?
Yeah.
That's our natural high vibrational FBA frequency. We didn't let that break us. No. He didn't let that break him.
No, he didn't.
He turned his own security footage into a popular music video, and he beat him in court.
Mm-hmm.
You see? He made the system look foolish. He had them white supremacists in court crying.
Yeah, he did.
While clowning them. He made a mockery of them in court while wearing an American flag suit. That's some gangster FBA shit right there, family. Do you understand that? That's some gangster FBA shit right there.
Yeah.
He didn't go in there with a kente cloth.
No.
All right? He didn't go in there with a dashiki.
Mm-mm.
You see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
See, a lot of folks go in there with dashikis. No. He went in there with that flag, standing on FBA business, American lineage business.
Yeah.
You see? Come on now. And since this renaissance for foundational Black Americans has taken off, man, we've seen a shift in how karma operates regarding our people.
Yeah.
There's a spiritual hedge of protection around us. I keep telling y'all. And there's spiritual retribution for people who go against us.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling y'all, man, it's up right now.
Yeah.
The ancestors are looking out for us. I keep telling y'all, anybody who go up against us right now, we're in this renaissance, it fails for them. It ain't going good. Remember the tethers, all the tethers who was sat up here talking greasy? The main ones were the Somalis and the Haitians. Now look at what's happening to them.
They're getting deported.
The Somalis are on the hot seat. The Haitians, man, they about to remove that temporary protective status any day now. The block is hot for them.
It's today.
Remember Charlie Kirk? His last words was him about to say something greasy about us.
And pew, 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 pew.
And then some came through and stopped it. You know? Some of the Nigerians, they're talking, so they talking greasy. The block is getting hot for them.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, the block is getting hot. Essence, they tried to disrespect our culture and erase it. Everything went to hell with them.
Yep.
You understand? Remember Fat Joe thought it was cool to get out here denigrating our lineage, talking about FBA this and FBA that. How's Fat Joe career going right now?
Right.
How'd that album do, that last album?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's his hosting of BET Awards and all that turned out? Yeah, he got canned from that. Oh, yeah, things went left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, things are going left for people if you talk greasy about us or come at us.
Mm-hmm.
The energy is too activated. I'm telling you, everybody, when you stand on lineage business, that righteous spiritual energy pops up and it gives you protection to a certain degree. Yeah, people coming against us, it ain't working out for them.
Oh.
You see?
Message.
See, staying on code is not just a political strategy, that's a spiritual frequency. When foundational Black Americans operate on code, we support each other, we maintain our boundaries, we're not backing down or bowing down to the dominant society. We create a collective energetic shield. You dig? And our good brother Afroman showed how that worked. He stayed on code, he didn't bow, didn't apologize for living well, he didn't let them change his narrative. And this foundational Black American Renaissance, ladies and gentlemen, it taught us how to hold our frame, hold our composure, stay on code. You understand? When you do that, the universe will rearrange reality to support you. And it forces your enemies to expose and defeat themselves.
Yep.
Man. Oh, I love this renaissance we're having right now. Ain't this renaissance just a great thing? It just makes you feel good all over. I love it. And everybody keeps trying. I saw some shit. They were talking about, oh, Haitians and Black Americans might be getting deported.
You can't be.
Y'all shut the hell up, please.
Right.
I just saw that article. I wish I had to. I would like to show y'all that. These folks want us to be targeted so bad. We ain't about to get deported. Ain't nothing about to happen. We ain't shit happening. Oh yeah, shout out tenderism again. Tenderism. That's another example.
Yeah.
Yeah, that YT restaurant owner tried to pull a whammy bammy on our FBA brother. The restaurant fell off, and Mr. Tenderism is doing better than ever right now. This guy is just blowing up. He's making appearances all around the country to sold out crowds.
Yeah.
Our foundational Black American elder. You tell me we ain't winning.
Right, FBA.
That's that FBA energy, ladies and gentlemen.
RWS keep taking L's.
Man, that is that FBA energy, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, is that the link right there? Hold on one second. Dallas Weekly. Okay, hold on. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on. Somebody had the link in there. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Weekly. What was that link? Hold on. Another Weekly. Hold on. Haitians. Hold on 1 second. And y'all bear with me. And I'm trying to type with one hand.
So to the viewers,
hold on 1 second. I'm gonna look that article up real quick. Yeah, look at this, bull. This is from the Dallas Weekly. Look at this. Look at this headline. This is cap. These people they want us to be targeted so bad. Look at this. Haitians and Black Americans face increased deportation risk under ICE.
Yeah.
Go to hell. No, we don't. No, we don't. We're fine.
Right.
We are absolutely fine, ladies and gentlemen. These folks are trying to scare us so damn bad. It ain't working. We ain't scared. We ain't scared. We ain't immigrants. That's why people keep trying to flip us and make us something different. No, we're fine. We are fine, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah, deport where?
Right.
They're just saying anything.
What is that, South Carolina?
Let me get a couple of the families in here. Let me get the family in here.
Stupid.
And by the way, while I'm talking, family, everybody go to the Kickstarter page because we still need everybody to get involved.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, what they were, and what they were capable of in the past, they will understand what they have a possibility or a likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has been the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
To shout out to Cuzzo Afroman for winning his defamation case. Hopefully he sued the hell out them mugs for all that pain and suffering they put him and his family through. The audacity to eat his mama's lemon pound cake. All right, so I'm kind of pressed for time now, so I'm going to move on to the next topic, and that is 20 forgotten Black inventors who shaped America.
Every major Black inventor America forgot.
traffic lights, computers, pacemakers, refrigerated trucks, home security systems, light bulbs, potato chips. You use inventions by Black Americans every single day, multiple times a day. But if I asked you to name 5 Black inventors, you probably couldn't do it. That's not your fault. That's erasure. For over a century, American history books taught Edison, Bell, and the Wright brothers. They didn't teach Garrett Morgan, Lewis Latimer, or Granville Woods. They made innovation look white. It wasn't. Today, we're covering every major Black inventor America forgot, 20 people whose inventions changed the world. Some you might have heard of. Most you haven't. All of them deserve better. Let's go. Number 20, George Crumb Potato Chips, 1853. George Crumb was a chef at Moon's Lake House in Saratoga Springs, New York, in 1853. One night, a customer complained that his fried potatoes were too thick. Crumb, annoyed, sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them until they were crispy, and sent them out as a joke. The customer loved them, other diners wanted them, and the potato chip was born. Crumb never patented his invention. Potato chips became a massive industry worth billions today. And George Crumb's name? Forgotten. Most people think potato chips just appeared. They didn't. A Black chef in upstate New York invented them because a customer annoyed him. Next, number 19, Sarah Boone improved ironing board, 1892. Sarah Boone didn't invent the ironing board, but she invented the one you use. Before 1892, ironing boards were flat planks of wood. They didn't fit the shape of clothes. Ironing sleeves, curves, and fitted garments was nearly impossible. Sarah Boone, a formerly enslaved woman living in Connecticut, designed a narrow, curved ironing board specifically for ironing women's clothing. She patented it in 1892. Her design became the standard. Today, every ironing board uses her design. But when you buy one at Target, there's no label that says based on Sarah Boone's 1892 patent. She's gone. The invention remains. Next, number 18, Thomas Jennings dry cleaning, 1821. Thomas Jennings was the first Black person to receive a U.S. patent. In 1821, he patented a process called dry scouring, the precursor to modern dry cleaning. At the time, most clothing couldn't be washed with water. Jennings figured out how to clean delicate fabrics without damaging them. He used the money from his invention to buy his family out of slavery and fund abolitionist causes. Thomas Jennings was born free in New York, but his wife and children were enslaved. His invention freed them. Dry cleaning is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Thomas Jennings started it, and almost no one knows his name. Next, number 17, Valerie Thomas 3D Imaging Technology, 1980. Valerie Thomas worked for NASA. In 1980, she invented the illusion transmitter, a device that projects realistic three-dimensional images. It's the foundation of modern 3D imaging technology, used in everything from medical imaging to television. Thomas was one of the only Black women working at NASA during the space race. She managed projects for Landsat, the satellite program that captures images of Earth. Her 3D imaging invention was years ahead of its time. NASA still uses her technology, but if you ask most people who invented 3D imaging, they won't say Valerie Thomas. Next, number 16, Bessie Blount Griffin feeding devices for disabled veterans, 1951. After World War II, thousands of veterans came home with missing limbs. Bessie Blount Griffin, a physical therapist, saw soldiers struggling to feed themselves. So she invented a device that allowed amputees to feed themselves using mouth and head movements. She tried to sell her invention to the U.S. Veterans Administration. They rejected it. So she gave the patent to the French government, who actually used it to help their disabled veterans. America ignored her. France honored her. Bessie Blount Griffin's feeding device helped thousands of disabled people regain independence, and the U.S. government didn't care. Next, number 15, Lonnie Johnson Super Soaker, 1989. Lonnie Johnson is a NASA engineer who worked on the Galileo mission to Jupiter and the Stealth Bomber program. He holds over hundreds of patents, and his most famous invention, the Super Soaker. In 1989, Johnson was working on a heat pump when he accidentally created a powerful water stream. He realized it would make an incredible water gun. The Super Soaker became one of the best-selling toys of all time, generating over $1 billion in sales. Lonnie Johnson is a legitimate rocket scientist, and most people only know him for a water gun if they know him at all. Next, number 14, Philip Emeagwali, Supercomputer Algorithms, 1989. Philip Emeagwali is a computer scientist who figured out how to make 65,000 computers work together simultaneously. In 1989, he used this method to perform 3.1 billion calculations per second, the fastest computation at the time. His work laid the groundwork for modern internet infrastructure and supercomputing. Oil companies use his algorithms to find petroleum reserves. Weather prediction systems use his work. The modern internet relies on parallel processing that Emeagwali pioneered. He's been called the father of the internet. But if you Google who invented the internet, his name doesn't come up. Next. Number 13, Alexander Miles automatic elevator doors. 1887. Before 1887, elevator doors had to be closed manually. If someone forgot, people fell down the elevator shaft. It was dangerous. Alexander Miles, a black inventor from Ohio, patented automatic elevator doors that closed when the elevator moved. His invention made elevators safe. It became the standard. Every elevator you've ever been in uses Alexander Miles' design. Elisha Otis gets credit for inventing the elevator. Alexander Miles made it safe to use. But Otis is famous. Miles is forgotten. Next. Number 12, George Washington Carver, Agricultural Innovations, 1900s. You've probably heard of George Washington Carver, but you probably don't know what he actually did. Most people know he did something with peanuts. That's it. Carver was a botanist and agricultural scientist who revolutionized Southern farming. After the Civil War, Southern soil was destroyed by cotton farming. Carver taught farmers to rotate crops with peanuts and sweet potatoes to restore soil nutrients. Then he invented over 300 uses for peanuts, including plastics, dyes, gasoline, and nitroglycerin. Carver didn't patent most of his inventions. He believed they should be free for farmers. He changed agriculture, and most people think he just made peanut butter. He didn't even invent peanut butter. Next. Number 11, Charles Drew blood, plasma storage and blood banks, 1940. Charles Drew was a surgeon who invented the process for separating and storing blood plasma. During World War II, his technique saved thousands of lives. He organized the first large-scale blood banks and set up the system for collecting and distributing blood for the Red Cross. Here's the tragic irony. The Red Cross initially refused to accept blood donations from Black people. Drew, the man who invented the blood bank system, protested the policy. He was forced to resign. Charles Drew saved thousands of lives with his invention, and the organization he worked for segregated blood by race. In 1950, Drew died in a car accident. There's a myth that he bled to death because a whites-only hospital refused to treat him. That's not true, but the fact that it's believable shows how racist medicine was. Next. Number 10, Patricia Bath laser phaco probe for cataract surgery, 1986. Patricia Bath was an ophthalmologist who invented the laser phaco probe, a laser device that removes cataracts quickly and painlessly. Before her invention, cataract surgery was invasive and risky. Her device revolutionized the procedure. Bath was the first Black female doctor to receive a medical patent. She dedicated her career to preventing blindness, especially in underserved communities. She founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness. Millions of people can see today because of Patricia Bath's invention. But if you ask someone who invented laser cataract surgery, they won't know her name. Next. Number 9, Granville Woods Electric Railway and Telegraph, 1880 to 1900s. Granville Woods held over 60 patents. He improved the telegraph, the telephone, and the electric railway system. His inventions allowed trains to communicate with each other to prevent collisions. He created the third rail system that powers subways. Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell both tried to hire him. When they couldn't, they tried to steal his patents. Woods fought over 35 patent lawsuits and won almost all of them. Despite his brilliance, Woods died poor in 1910. His inventions are still used. His name is not. Next, number 8, Marie Van Britten Brown Home Security System, 1966. Marie Van Britten Brown was a nurse in Queens, New York. She worked odd hours and didn't feel safe at home. Police response times in her neighborhood were slow. So in 1966, she invented the first home security system. Her system used cameras, monitors, two-way microphones, and a remote door lock. She could see who was at the door, talk to them, and unlock the door remotely or alert the police. She patented it in 1969. Every modern home security system is based on Marie Van Britten Brown's design. Ring doorbells. ADT, Simply Safe. All of them use her concept. And most people have never heard of her. Next, number 7, Jan Ernst Matzeliger Show Lasting Machine, 1883. Before 1883, shoes were made by hand. A skilled worker could make 50 pairs of shoes a day. Jan Ernst Matzeliger, a Black immigrant from Suriname, invented a machine that could make 700 pairs a day. His shoe lasting machine revolutionized the shoe industry. Shoes became affordable. Companies made millions. Matzeliger sold his patent for almost nothing and died poor at age 37 from tuberculosis. The shoe companies got rich, Matzeliger got nothing. And for over a century, no one knew his name. Next, number 6, Elijah McCoy, automatic lubricator, 1872. Elijah McCoy was a mechanical engineer who invented an automatic lubricator for steam engines. Before his invention, trains had to stop frequently so workers could manually oil the engines. McCoy's device lubricated engines while they ran. His invention was so effective that buyers would ask if a machine had the real McCoy lubrication system. That's where the phrase comes from. The real McCoy means the genuine article named after Elijah McCoy. We use his phrase every day. Most people don't know it's named after a Black inventor. Next, number 5, Frederick McKinley Jones, refrigerated trucks, 1940. Frederick McKinley Jones invented portable refrigeration units for trucks and trains. Before his invention, transporting perishable food long distances was nearly impossible. His refrigeration system changed everything. Jones held over 60 patents. His refrigeration technology was used by the U.S. military during World War II to preserve food and medicine. After the war, his company became Thermo King, one of the largest refrigeration companies in the world. Every refrigerated truck on the highway uses technology Frederick McKinley Jones invented. But when you see a Thermo King logo, there's no mention of him. Next, number 4, Otis Boykin pacemaker components, 1959. Otis Boykin was an electrical engineer who invented an improved electrical resistor used in computers, radios, and televisions. But his most important invention was a control unit for pacemakers. Boykin's resistor made pacemakers more reliable and precise. His technology has saved millions of lives. People with heart conditions are alive today because of Otis Boykin's work. He held 26 patents, he changed medical technology, and most people have never heard his name. Next, number 3, Mark Dean, IBM personal computer, 1980s Alice. Mark Dean is a computer scientist who holds 3 of the original 9 patents for the IBM personal computer. He co-invented the ISA bus, which allows devices like printers and monitors to connect to computers. He also led the team that created the first gigahertz processor. Mark Dean helped invent the modern computer. The device you're watching this video on exists because of his work. He holds over 40 patents. He was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 1997. But when people think about who invented the personal computer, they think of Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, not Mark Dean. Next. Number 2, Lewis Latimer light bulb carbon filament, 1881. Everyone knows Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, except he didn't, not the version we use. Edison's early bulbs burned out in hours. They were impractical. Lewis Latimer, a Black inventor and draftsman, invented the carbon filament that made light bulbs last longer and burn brighter. His filament design made electric lighting practical and affordable. Latimer worked with both Edison and Alexander Graham Bell. He drafted the patent for Bell's telephone. Lewis Latimer made the modern world possible. Edison got the credit. Latimer got forgotten. Next, number 1, Garrett Morgan traffic light and gas mask, 1914 to 1923. Garrett Morgan invented 2 things you interact with constantly, the traffic signal and the gas mask. In 1914, Morgan invented a safety hood with a breathing tube that filtered smoke and gas. It was the precursor to the modern gas mask. In 1916, there was an explosion in a tunnel under Lake Erie. Workers were trapped in toxic fumes. Morgan and his brother used his safety hoods to rescue 32 men. He became a hero. Then people found out he was Black. Orders for his safety hood dropped. Fire departments refused to buy from him. During World War I, the U.S. military used his design but didn't credit him. In 1923, Morgan invented the 3-position traffic signal, the red, yellow, green light system we use today. He sold the patent to General Electric for $40,000. They made millions. Morgan's name disappeared. Garrett Morgan saved lives with a gas mask and organized traffic with the traffic light. 2 inventions that define modern life, and most Americans don't know he existed. 20 inventors, billions of dollars in industries they created, millions of lives saved by their work, and most Americans can't name a single one. This is an ancient history. Mark Dean's computer patents are from the 1980s. Patricia Bath's cataract device is from 1986. Lonnie Johnson's super soaker is from 1989. These aren't historical figures. These are people who shaped the world you live in right now. So why don't you know their names? Because for over a century, American history made innovation look white. Textbooks taught Edison, Bell, and Ford. They didn't teach Morgan, Latimer, and Woods. The invention stayed. The inventors were erased. But we're fixing that. If you want the full story on any of these inventors, drop their number in the comments. And if you learned something today, hit that like button. Subscribe.
And subscribe to Front Line Blacc News. All right, yeah, I know about 10, 15 of them inventors. Knew about them. But yeah, he's right. They don't teach that. Hey, Lady Che, Grand Risings to you. Can you hear me? Hello? Lady Che. Can't hear you, Lady Che. Lady Che, we can't hear you.
I'm not muted, Jesse.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm not muted.
Okay, greetings.
So what? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right then, good. I'm all the way back here. I told you I'm already back here.
Oh, okay.
I can't be hollering like. Anyway, what did I miss?
A bunch of stuff. Went over Judy Pace passing. Went over Kiki Shepard passing. Went over Afroman's case.
Mm-hmm.
Just finished up with 20 forgotten Black inventors who shaped America.
Again?
I mean, again.
Right.
And now I'm on the Trump on Cuba, U.S. foreign policy analysis.
All right.
So Lisa Cabrera is going to give us an update on that.
Right.
Promo. Same for Shopify, has been losing in Iran. He really is the embodiment of it. Despite the all right, y'all. Donald Trump, you know, he really represents his community. He really is the embodiment of it. Despite the fact that this man has been losing in Iran, he still has a lot of ego, still have a lot of pride, still believe he is invincible. And y'all, I am seriously waiting for them to take the entire war out of the media. I'm serious. I really believe that's what the goal is going to be. They're going to take it completely out because one thing about Donald Trump, he don't like to lose. And right now he is losing and the entire world can see his loss. He's still attempting to get on TV and say, we're winning, we're winning. Even he knows he's lying. He knows he's lying. So that pride is still deeply embedded in Donald Trump, which means the Most High has not humbled him yet. Not yet. But it's definitely coming. So I want y'all to hear the way Donald Trump is talking about taking Cuba and he can do whatever he wants. It is just astonishing, the arrogance that's in this one person. You would think, well, I guess people like him has no shame. You know, he is a white male in America, and they do walk around believing they own the world. Everything belongs to them. And this is exactly the way Donald Trump is talking when it comes down to Cuba. Y'all know the island no longer have electricity. They said they have suffered a complete power grid failure. So when it gets dark, the entire island is now out. And, you know, Donald Trump has also been starving those people, you know. But when you go back and look at the history, because, you know, Donald Trump is always talking about regime change as if people would not like to see him gone. And y'all, when you really study the history, whenever the United States changed a regime somewhere else, at the end of the day, it never has been a good thing. Never. There's not one instance where there was a regime change that the United States pushed and it turned out to be a big success. It has never happened, not even one time. Even when they put their puppet government in, those places still tend to collapse. So I want y'all to hear what he has to say. Seriously, spoken like a colonizer, for real. All right, y'all, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. I mean, remember, this is the same man that can't get one single country to come out there and help him fight off Iran. Unbelievable. Thank you, everybody.
Taking Cuba. Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That's a good honor. That's a big honor. Taking Cuba. Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation.
Cuba, a country that President Trump said he expects to have the honor of taking, as he put it yesterday, adding today that the U.S. will be doing something about Cuba very soon. Meanwhile, the U.S. cut off Cuba's access to Venezuelan oil, and since then, the country has seen rolling blackouts and protests, too. Reporter Juan Paulup is in Havana with more. Juan, good evening.
Good evening, Tony. Here in Havana, there is little fuel left. Transportation is limited, and very few public services are available.
And now, once more, no power across the island. The nationwide blackout yesterday is still keeping much of the country in the dark. In a nation used to hardship, Cubans say the situation has never been worse. Hundreds of protesters have taken to the streets in Havana and in cities like Moron, where last Friday demonstrations turned violent.
We'll be doing something with Cuba very soon.
Meanwhile, President Trump is ramping up the pressure, stating that it would be an honor to take over Cuba.
On the island, Tony, many are just pleading for an end, whatever comes next.
Juan, thank you very much.
I think Cuba, I don't know, it's in its own way, if tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change, They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor. Taking Cuba. Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. They were for a long time.
Trump is in the Oval Office today on Monday, March 16th, saying that he can very well take Cuba. It will be his honor to take over Cuba, and that he can very well do what he wants with Cuba. Today it was known on Monday, March 16th, that Cuba's electrical grid totally collapsed. And this is due to the United States sanctions limiting their oil supply to keep their power plants running. And he's in the Oval Office stating that he can do what he wants with Cuba. This is not normal. Nothing this man does is normal. How come we haven't seen the impeachment come about yet? Nothing this man does is normal. It's not normal behavior at all.
Well, Cuba right now is in very bad shape. They're talking to Marco, and we'll be doing something with Cuba very soon. We're really focused on this, but we're dealing with Cuba. Marco, do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Yeah, I mean, Cuba has an economy that doesn't work and a political and governmental system that can't fix it. So they have to change dramatically. What they announced yesterday is not dramatic enough. It's not going to fix it. So they've got some big decisions to make over there.
But Secretary Rubio, do you support, and I know this is up to Congress, but do you support easing the trade embargo if you get more cooperation from the?
Well, I'm not going to discuss what we would talk about or not. Suffice it to say that the embargo is tied to political change on the island. The embargo is codified. And but the bottom line is their economy doesn't work. It's a non-functional economy. It's an economy that has survived. That revolution, it's not even a revolution, that thing they have has survived on subsidies from the Soviet Union and now from Venezuela. They don't get subsidies anymore. So they're in a lot of trouble. And the people in charge, they don't know how to fix it. So they have to get new people in charge.
I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, if tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. They were for a long time. I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth?
Right.
Listen, when I began the show today talking about Donald Trump's performance yesterday being the most dangerous and scary and diminished cognitively, it wasn't a joke. Yesterday, when he talked about this Cuba thing that you've likely seen headlines about, maybe even seen the clips, I've got two here that I'm going to play for you. I was taken aback. I was shocked, even from Donald. This is a shocking thing. Not just the words that he spoke, but his slurring, sleepy, just out of it. He's not attached to reality. I was going to say he's not attached to the same reality we are, but there is no other. This is it. This is what we got. And Donald Trump is just talking as though he is an emperor type, that he is a heralded conqueror of civilizations. Talking about Cuba, he's going to take Cuba. Refuses to answer any follow-ups. While he's slurring his way through, it would be an honor to take Cuba. It would be an honor. Cuba is no threat to the United States.
Right.
The case that they're trying to make about Iran, even though they claim they decimated, obliterated, blew it to smithereens, ended any potential for a future nuclear program in Iran, that was supposed to be the justification, yet none of it makes any sense. That same thing can't be said about Cuba.
Right.
As their power grid goes completely down yesterday in the wake of the comments from Donald Trump. I mean, it's just, what are we going to do with Cuba? We're just going to invade it because we don't like them, because we don't like their form of government. We don't like their leaders. This is scary. Yeah. The fact that no one is saying what they should be saying about Donald Trump, especially in the Republican Party, the party filled with just bootlickers and sycophants. Just people who look the other way, knowing the dangers that are posed to the American people because of our sundowning lunatic in the Oval Office. Watch this. If you have not seen this moment, brace yourself for maybe the most batshit moment of anything you've seen from Donald Trump.
I was just with a fantastic person who's Cuban and made a fortune in sugar, Fanjul family, right? And this family wants to go back to Cuba to visit it. They haven't been back in like 50. Taking Cuba, that'd be good. That's a big honor.
He has lost his mind.
I did a live yesterday, Goddess Nobby. Make sure you check that out. She did like an 8-9 hour live. It's a Goddess Nobby. She's shouting you out.
I can't see the screen.
Okay. She's in the chat shouting you out. She says, sending big hugs. I've got to catch Mama Che live too. And she asked how the kittens were doing. And B1 dog.
Is what Donald Trump, the president of the United States and commander-in-chief of the largest armed forces in the world, had to say the other day.
I do believe I'll be the honor of having the honor of.
We're just 1 hour ahead of you. We're in Mountain Time Zone.
Taking Cuba, that'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth?
And I think to really understand the gravity of these words, you have to put it in the right political and historical context. Because historically, you have to remember that guy back in Germany in the 1930s, he didn't take over Austria and annex it, and then Poland and then France by calling it a conquest. He justified his actions by saying, for example, that Austria had been stolen through the Treaty of Versailles, so Germany was reclaiming what was rightfully theirs, and he justified the invasion of Poland with the need for strategic security and the protection of the German people. And today, the policies of the Trump administration are no different. Venezuela was attacked under the guise of an international law enforcement operation. Iran was attacked for supposed security reasons, although Congress has been given no proof of any emergency. And now Cuba, which against every common sense rule of international law, Trump says he can do anything he wants with. And if you think that this is just locker room talk by an old man, think again. I covered it in another Substack article about this, but these are pages out of an official document which Trump created and presented to Congress just a few months ago called the National Security Strategy Document. And at some point, as a nation, we have to draw a line. Venezuela, Iran, now Cuba. This is not democracy. This is expansionism dressed as democracy, and it should have no place in the modern world.
I am Polly, Cuba. This is El Teishi. Cuba also wants to make a deal, and I think we will pretty soon either make a deal or do whatever we have to do. We have a lot of great people that happen to vote for Trump. Doesn't that matter? It's like we have a lot of great people from Cuba that matter. Violently and viciously thrown into the country, and worse, their families are killed. And so we're talking to Cuba, but we're going to do Iran before you. What is President? People have been waiting 50 years to hear this story. And when I left Palm Beach today, there were thousands of people on the road. I'm sure you saw that. And they were from Cuba and from Venezuela, all friendly, waving the flag out, waving the American flag. They've been waiting 50 years for what's happening with you. So I think something will happen.
When you say Cuba is next, is Cuba, whatever you do with the military there, it seems like something. Will that look more like Iran or Venezuela?
Can't tell you that. I can tell you that they're talking to us. It's a failed nation. They have no money. They have no oil. They have no nothing. They have nice land. They have nice landscape. It's a beautiful island. I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, it's tourism and everything else. It's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. It is. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But I think Cuba's the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of Taking Cuba. It'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth?
President Trump says his administration is in ongoing talks with Cuba. NPR's Deepa Shivaram reports Trump is suggesting his administration could have a chance to take over the island.
In an event in the Oval Office, Trump called Cuba a, quote, failed nation. He said taking the country would be a, quote, big honor.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth?
Trump has been saying for weeks that Cuba needs to make a deal with the U.S. or face consequences similar to the ouster of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. After seizing Maduro, the U.S. imposed a blockade on Cuba's oil supply from Venezuela. The island is facing a collapsed power grid and growing protests. Deepa Shivaram, NPR News, the White House.
I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News. For more of today's news, be sure to like and follow us or check out NPR News Now, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Earlier, U.S. President Donald Trump said he believed he would be able to, quote, take Cuba. He described it as a failed nation and said it was holding talks with the U.S.
You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation.
Also want to inform you guys, for those of you that don't know, anytime the United States has ever tried to attempt a regime change down in Cuba, they have literally failed. I think they've failed like 7 times now. But also when it comes down to a regime change, because we've talked about this on this page and everything, 9 times out of 10, when the United States gets involved inside a regime change or forces a regime change, it destabilizes that nation or that region for decades, literally decades. I mean, prime example, look at what took place after 9/11 happened and that regime change that was forced. So once more, you guys, not a shock that Donald Trump would go live on the air and indicate that Cuba's next.
And the funny part is Donald Trump can't even run the United States. He runs the United States into the ground. But we're supposed to believe he can handle Cuba. At this point, I think if you gave him Rhode Island, he would mess that up too. I mean, this man is not suitable for running businesses or a country. That's why it made me laugh when I would hear MAGA talking about Donald Trump was a businessman. Yeah, but he was a failed businessman. That's the part you leave out. He was a failed businessman. And he only wanted to be president to gain wealth. That's really it. Donald Trump don't care about anybody other than himself. And this Cuba thing, it's to gain wealth. He'll get Cuba, and then all of a sudden, everything down there will have the Trump name on it, because that's what he wants. That's what he wants. He wants the Trump name everywhere. And that's all he's going to do. You know, it'll be Trump hotels and Trump resorts and Trump this and Trump that. At the end of the day, this man can't run anything. You know, that's why it made me laugh. Him of all people talking about everything is going to be merit-based. So it's not even merit-based when it comes down to your administration. Your administration, these are a bunch of inexperienced white people primarily, and you threw them in positions that they're unqualified for. But you're in front of the public talking about merit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, yeah, you know, and I'm sure he really does feel alone because nobody has seen or heard from Netanyahu. The only voice you hear coming out about the war really is Iran and Donald Trump. It's really no one else. Israel has gone silent. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I do have another live that I'm still putting together, and we'll be doing that one at 1:45. So I will see you then. Shalom, family.
Shalom, Lisa. All right, Lady Che, what are your thoughts on Trump on Cuba?
I ain't stupid. I didn't think he's stupid. He can't. What's he gonna do with him? Not only that, but the way Cuba is right now, he's gonna have to feed him and get him ready to fight or do whatever he needs him to do, and they're not with it. So nobody's gonna be with that. But you see, people, all the other countries are coming to bail out Cuba.
Yeah.
So fucking we stupid. All that shit he's been doing is stupid. I swear he's dumb. Like,
yeah.
And the only one that's co-signing his bullshit is Netanyahu.
Right. Well, Netanyahu done went radio silent. We ain't heard nothing from him.
Wasn't silent yesterday.
And up until yesterday, he was silent. We hadn't heard from him in weeks.
He can't. Since they started the war, you know. He's been busy. Trust me, he's been busy. I've been watching the news every day. He's busy. But he over there, he co-signed whatever Trump said the other day. So he said he'd chill, basically.
Yeah, Trump is stupid. Like Cuba is, and he talking about Cuba's not in a hurricane zone. Moron. They just got hit with a hurricane last year that hit Jamaica. Stupid. The power grid's all fucked up. They don't take over a country and they don't have no proper infrastructure. It's crazy. All right, so move on to the next topic, and that is U.S. draft registration update. Trying to reinstitute the draft for this unsanctioned war. Oh, before that, though, Joe Kent resigns. Trump administration shift. So Lisa gonna give us an update on that. Let me put that in there. Yes, it did.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Just a reminder, starting on the news, because Donald Trump, people to leave, and I really do believe more people are leaving, but they're Trumps. And he took this position and quit the Trump administration. He was a counterterrorism official and a MAGA supporter of Donald Trump's. And he took this position and decided, no, I can't go along with this war that Donald Trump started. And he turned on Donald Trump and he quit. Am I surprised? No, I expect more people to leave. And I really do believe more people are leaving, but they're trying to keep it out of the news. And if you heard recently, the FCC chair is trying to pull the license of any news station that's reporting on the Iran war. Donald Trump is trying real hard to keep everything about this war out of the news because Donald Trump is losing. And he knows he's losing. He think because over the last week, he's been on the media virtually every day talking about we already won. There's nothing left to bomb. We took them all out. I said, you sound like a kid playing a video game. This ain't no game. This is people's lives. And you're sitting here on TV refusing to tell the truth about this war. Donald Trump is losing. He is losing. Netanyahu is losing. And instead of admitting it now, you're using the federal chair of the FCC to do your dirty work for you. See, this is the problem and the reason why no president should have nothing but a bunch of yes men around them. You need that opposing mind every now and then because, see, that person may have thought of something that you didn't think about. But when you got a bunch of yes people around you, then there's no original thought. All they're going to do is go along with you because, number one, they probably fear Donald Trump. That's why they go along with him. And so he got no one around him to say, look, you need to tell the public the truth about what's happening. All right? No allies is joining Donald Trump in trying to control the Straits of Hormuz. And he keeps getting on the news talking about other countries will soon join. They all said no. They all said no. And he's sitting on TV talking about they're going to be joining us soon. I mean, this is at the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And ladies and gentlemen, these people never run out of lies. People like Donald Trump, they never run out of lies. And you know what? When it's all said and done, everything we have been told by these folks in our lifetime has been a lie. And wait until you see how much lying they have done to us in a lifetime. I'm sure it's endless. How do you join a person like that in war? These other countries, you would have to be absolutely out of your mind to trust Donald Trump, to trust anything his administration say, to believe he's a man of his word. You'd have to be a fool to believe it. I wouldn't join Donald Trump just on the simple fact that I can't trust Donald Trump. I can't trust J.D. Vance. You can't trust Stephen Miller. See, you want these kind of people around you, but nobody that got their mind together is going to trust these people. And it also tells you Donald Trump don't care who he has to sacrifice. Don't let nobody, if you can stop the people in your family from going over there, stop them. Nobody should be shedding their blood for a pathological liar. No. No. And at this point, yeah, because, you know, I've been following the stuff with Netanyahu, and you notice Donald Trump is not telling anybody about his whereabouts either. You went in war with Netanyahu. People have been saying he disappeared a couple of weeks ago. And even Donald Trump is sitting on the info and won't tell where Netanyahu is. So people are supposed to put themselves on the line for the two of you. Wow. Wow. You know, even if you didn't hear from Netanyahu, what's stopping Donald Trump from saying, you know, what's going on with them? He runs his mouth about everything else. So, y'all, well, Donald Trump didn't go radio silent, one of many ancestral shadows. He can tell what happened. Oh, Netanyahu's out of the country, or Netanyahu is doing this or doing that. or I just recently spoke to him. Nothing. Donald Trump can open his mouth about it too. But they're all on code. All of them. They're all on code. And you see the difference, y'all? When the Ayatollah was unalive, Iran didn't hesitate to tell the world. They came right out to tell the world he was gone. That, you know, he lost his life in a missile strike. Iran did not hesitate to tell the world what happened to their supreme leader. But with Netanyahu, nobody's telling. Even his partner in crime, Donald Trump, ain't even opening his mouth. It says a lot about who's more trustworthy than who. It really does. But at the end of the day, you can't give it all to Iran because they're Gentiles too. Yeah, maybe to a certain degree, but not all the way. No. And plus, another thing Iran is doing, they're being honest about how many of their people were unalive. Yesterday, I heard it's up to about 1,300 people in Iran lost their life. And these mofos are still sticking with only 13 soldiers have been unalive. They're still on these exceptionally low numbers. Won't even tell you the injuries. Just 13. That's it. Just 13. So y'all, all I can say is don't expect the truth from Israel or America at this point. You can't trust either country. Can't trust them. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
This is truly crazy breaking news. Joe Kent, the top counterterrorism official, just resigned over the Iran war, saying that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States prior to the war. He said he cannot, in good conscience, back the Trump administration in the war in Iran. He said on social media that Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. This is really huge, you guys. The Trump administration at this point is truly falling apart. It is a house of cards. There are multiple defectors. There are people wanting to go on public record and make these kinds of statements because they do not want to be tied long-term into what could potentially constitute to war crimes. This is not good for Trump. This is also not good for the future of the Republican Party. And I simply think that with the economic damage that is still incoming, we have barely seen the tip of this iceberg at this point. I think that the Trump administration has no chance of turning this around.
The president is dealing with the first major defection from his administration over his decision to go to war in Iran. Joe Kent, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center in the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, posted his resignation letter to President Trump online this morning saying, quote, "I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby." Kent went on to say that he believes high-ranking Israeli officials and influential members of the American media deployed a misinformation campaign, creating an echo chamber that deceived Trump into believing that there was a clear path to swift victory. This was a lie, Kent wrote. Now, he said that as a veteran who deployed to combat 11 times and as a Gold Star husband who lost his wife to what he calls a war manufactured by Israel, Kent cannot support sending the next generation to fight and die in a war that serves no benefit to the American people. Now, Kent's late wife, Shannon Kent, was a Navy officer, military cryptologist, linguist, and intelligence team member who was killed in a suicide bombing in Syria in 2019. Now, we expect to see Kent's boss, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, testify on Capitol Hill later this week in a long-scheduled hearing on worldwide threats. The resignation will likely be a central piece of questioning from Democrats in that hearing, and we'll watch to see how the president handles questions about it if he gets them in the Oval Office in just a couple of minutes, guys.
You stop me if you heard this before. Another top official just resigned because of this jackass in the office. Yeah, we are quickly becoming completely alone. Just nobody's going to help us at all. And they shouldn't, quite frankly. They shouldn't. You know, we got ourselves into this mess. I mean, not we, but you know, this is what a number of people apparently voted for. Yeah. You know, today's election day in my state and many states around. And I'm thinking it's probably going to go the way that we all suspect it's going to go, but I'm beginning to wonder if it's just too late. You know, and by the way, resigning, I mean, this guy was appointed by you-know-who as well. And he's like, nope, can't do it, can't good conscience continue to do this because of the war in Iran. What does resigning do? You know, maybe do something and have a spine when you're actually in the office. Maybe that would help. Maybe I just stare out my window and hope for a better future. Maybe that'll help. Or I could just resign. I am resigned, I think. We all are.
Ken, let's start with this big resignation. We saw a number of intelligence and military officials break with Trump in his first term. How significant is this now from Joe Kent?
Good morning. Well, this is hugely significant because Joe Kent represents a wing of the MAGA movement that is incredibly disenchanted with this war in Iran. You're seeing it on social media, but now you're seeing an actual resignation by a senior member of the administration. The National Counterterrorism Center is a very important agency, particularly at a time when the threat level from the Iran war has been heightened. And we've seen, for example, ISIS-inspired attacks and attacks on synagogues in recent days. And Joe Kent has always been a controversial figure. He was a veteran of the Army Special Forces, and he really represented that sort of non-interventionist wing of the MAGA movement. And also to allege it publicly that essentially the U.S. was goaded into this war because of the Israel lobby. That is a huge statement. It's a controversial statement. There are people, there are MAGA supporters who have made that allegation. Of course, it said that essentially Israel jammed the Trump administration into doing this because Israel was going to attack. And Donald Trump even made some statements that made people think that that could have been a possibility. He later walked them back. Trump officials have said, look, this is a joint operation with Israel. They are hand in glove. They are together with the same strategic objectives here. But to have Joe Kent walk away and publicly essentially accuse Israel of drawing the United States into a war and to proclaim that there's no imminent threat, and he sees all the intelligence, by the way, that is a huge, huge deal on him.
Joe Kent said, I don't want no part of this, huh? If you don't know who Joe Kent is, Joe Kent was a anti or counterterrorism person and advisor for the White House. He described in a tweet, seems like that's the official thing nowadays. He resigned because he said that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States. This war was only brought on by pressures from Israel and their powerful American lobby. Imagine that. So there's another chink in the armor here. I wonder what Netanyahu has on Trump beyond what we already know. Like, he must have some confirming, damning information for this man and the AIPAC group and everybody else to just disregard everything American and follow in line with Israel. But let me know what y'all think, because this ain't the first one and it won't be the last, because you can't justify it. And all money ain't good money, clearly. But hopefully y'all went and voted.
Well, and welcome to another day in the United States of unnecessary war plays. As a matter of fact, the unnecessary war plays were so unnecessary that today, Joe Kent announced his resignation as the director of National Counterterrorism Center. He said the pressure from Israel had pushed President Trump into a war against Iran that was completely unnecessary, hun. It's not a good look when the head of your counterterrorism intelligence in the CIA says, let me get the fuck on out of here today because I told everybody up here that we weren't supposed to do this shit there and they did it anyway. So yeah, let me pack my shit and skedaddle on out of here today. That's exactly what happened. And who can blame him after watching the pedo in chief yesterday ramble on and on and on and on and on? He said Gavin Newsom was the president. He said you got to start World War III to prevent World War III. He told everybody about Susie Wiles's breast cancer. He told everybody about Mike Dunn's terminal heart failure problem, hun. Then he went on and on about the ballroom and the curtains and the marble bathrooms and the white painted columns and the gold plated bullshit. You know, he had all kind of things to say. You know what he didn't mention in all that rambling and mumbling and bullshit yesterday? He didn't mention those 13 service members who passed away. He completely skipped his feeble mind while trying to defend his little war plans, which he barely talked about. Just a little bit. He was more concerned with letting the American people know all the money he spent, you know, on the marble and gold-plated shit. You know, and he talked about redoing the Kennedy Center because I don't know about you. When I can't afford my home, my food, or my gas food, my main concern of the day is where the elites will go watch a play. You know what I mean? Like, that's really fucking important to me, you know. Anyway, while we're talking about resignations today, you know, let me throw another cup in this brew for all of you. Gregory Bavino, who led the Minnesota operation, says he is retiring end of March. He was already demoted in January, you know, over the killing of innocent Americans in the streets of Minnesota. And now he's just going to retire altogether at the end of March. Not because he's in fear of losing his job that he was demoted to, boo. The reason he's retiring today is to avoid those charges that are coming his way. That investigation, you see, there's an investigation at play with little Gregory. I talked about it about a week or so ago, baby. He said some anti-Semitic things to a judge, and he was under investigation for those statements, as if we needed an investigation to see that he's anti-Semitic. I mean, he literally cosplays SS soldiers, baby, you know, and he loves to throw the little salute-a-doots. So, yeah, he's retiring so that little investigation just goes away. Kind of like Cosplay Christie. They thought if they removed her from the Department of Homeland Security, if they fired her and gave her some made-up position at the Shield of America, that little investigation into her, you know, stealing all that money would just go away. Wrong. Turns out you can be a private citizen and get sued and get in trouble too. That's how that works. So, Gregory, it's not going to make it easier for you in a future day just because you decided to step down and go away. You're a private citizen now. There is no protection for you for all the crimes you've committed. So I suggest when you retire, you move to an island somewhere, baby. Because when people see you out in the streets, if you show your ass, honey, you know, outside of your white sheets, Daddy can't protect you. Just saying, Gregory. Just saying, Gregory. Anyway, let more of the rats scurry from the sinking ship today. Bless their hearts. They believed a man whose breath smells like a fucking fart.
The top counter-terrorism official in the United States has walked out in protest against the war on Iran. This is what Joe Kent writes. After much reflection, I've decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center, effective today. So this is Tuesday. I cannot, in good conscience, support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran pose no immediate threat to our nation, And it's clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. So it's a big accusation he's making. He goes on talking about how he's a veteran and a gold star husband who lost his wife in what he calls a manufactured war by Israel. He says, I cannot support sending the next generation off to fight and die in a war that serves no benefit to the American people nor justifies the cost of American lives. We'll await to hear what the White House and President Trump has to say about this. So far, haven't heard anything from them.
Good morning, everyone. It's your girl Breezy, and this is The Brief. Here's what developed overnight. We begin with major developments out of Washington. A top U.S. counterterrorism official has resigned over the ongoing war with Iran, stating in his resignation that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States. The resignation is adding to growing debate over the justification for the conflict as military operations continue across the region. Meanwhile, the war itself continues to escalate. Israel says it carried out strikes that killed 2 senior Iranian figures, including a top security advisor and a leader within the Ba'ath militia, marking another significant shift in the conflict. Oil prices remain elevated this morning, holding above the $100 mark per barrel as attacks on energy infrastructure and ongoing shipping disruptions continue to impact global markets. Activity around the Strait of Hormuz remains tense, with no major resolution overnight. Shipping traffic is still limited as security concerns continue. In the region, Iraq is now working to secure alternative routes for oil exports, including discussions around reopening a pipeline through Turkey to bypass current disruptions. Here in the United States, a powerful winter storm is impacting parts of the Midwest and East, bringing heavy snow, strong winds, and dangerous travel conditions. And in Washington, the Supreme Court is set to review a major immigration case involving temporary protected status for migrants from countries including Haiti and Syria, a decision that could affect thousands currently living in the U.S. This has been your morning brief. And again, I'd like to say that in moments like this, we should keep the people impacted most in our thoughts, hopes, and prayers. Now, I will be back tonight with any updates as these stories continue to develop. Stay informed, like, share, follow, and you all have a wonderful day.
Massive breaking news. One of Donald Trump's top officials has resigned in disgust over the Iran war. Now, this is just a few moments ago, where Donald Trump's director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joseph Kent, has resigned, and he issued a very powerful letter in saying that I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Yeah. That's not just some random person on Twitter making that claim. That is the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. That is somebody in the know who is essentially just letting the cat out of the bag that we did this because we were pressured by somebody else. Something Trump promised he would not do, and here it is, he did it. Before anybody applauds Joe Kent, he stood by Donald Trump's side through everything else. It's only now that he's growing a conscience. I guess better late than never. But these people were yes men all along. But now we know for sure why we're in Iran.
Breaking news, dementia, Donald, Israel First, Trumpstein has just been humiliated by one of the few patriots within his executive. Joe Kent, American patriot, now former director of the Counterterrorism Intelligence Agency, and patriot Joe Kent has just resigned, stating that he cannot work for a government which puts our country in danger, our troops in danger, over a foreign nation, Israel, a country the size of New Jersey, by promoting a useless and foolish war with Iran. Joe Kent said in a statement, "It has become clear that Iran posed no threat to us. There's no evidence of that. And this war was all to placate the Israel lobby." Now let's sit back and see Dementia Israel First Don Trumpstein whine about this on Truth Social.
Breaking news this morning. We just learned, get this, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, has just announced he's resigning. CNN national security reporter Zachary Cohn is joining us right now. Zachary, what more can you tell us about this dramatic development?
Yeah, Wolf, this appears to be a significant resignation at the senior-most levels of the Trump intelligence community. This is Joe Kent. He was the director of the National Counterterrorism Center. He appearing to post on X a resignation letter that he submitted, citing misgivings over the Trump administration's decision to launch its war with Iran. Now, Kent in this letter writes in part, quote, as a veteran who deployed to combat 11 times and as a Gold Star husband who lost my beloved wife, Shannon, in a war manufactured by Israel, I cannot support sending the next generation off to fight and die in a war that serves no benefit to the American people, nor justifies the cost of American lives. Now, Kent, in his apparent post on X, does also seem to suggest that there was no imminent threat that it has been used and cited by the Trump administration as justification for launching this war against Iran. He says that essentially the administration manufactured this idea of an imminent threat, and that is part of the reason why he is deciding to resign from his post today.
Trust me, more resignations are coming. It's going to be a lot leaving the Trump administration. Those that stick around to the very end, I think those are going to be the ones that get arrested and charged with war crimes. That's what I believe is going to happen. The ones that are getting out while they can, they may escape it. But the ones that hang in there and endure to the end with Donald Trump, y'all going to be in for something. For real. But, you know, there were a lot of people that allowed Donald Trump to do this, including Congress and the Senate. So it'll be a lot of heads rolling. But hey, as long as it's their heads, I'm good. I'm glad a lot of our people are not involved in any of the decision making about this war. Donald Trump did not want us in his cabinet. All praises to the Most High. And so those that go down will look like Donald Trump. Yes, they will. So I'm good. I'm fine with that. Perfectly fine. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I got another live, and I think y'all going to get a kick out of this. Donald Trump did a press conference from the Oval Office and called Gavin Newsom president. He said, President Gavin Newsom. And of course, the press caught what he said. And no, he was criticizing him. And that came out of his mouth. And it was like, Donald Trump, you do realize you're the president. So all I got to say is that dementia that Donald Trump has, y'all are not going to be able to contain that forever. You can barely contain it now. So I will see you at 4:45. Shalom, family.
Shalom, Lisa. All right, y'all, I'm going to wrap this thing up with closing statements, ladies here. Lady Che.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Now I can.
I'm not surprised that can't quit. Everybody's gonna quit, you know? Motherfuckers are resigning left and right for the Epstein thing. You just being associated with that. People are just dropping off like flies. So I mean, this is what we wanted to see anyway. So we'll see what happens. But I'm glad he didn't want to be associated with that shit. You know, that was this is a like not a fruitless war, but this is on them. You know, but the people who pay for it is us. You know what I mean?
We pay for it war, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not surprised. I think everybody should just stay black and dangerous and enjoy the day. It's like fucking like hot outside.
Yeah, I told you it's gonna be like 90 degrees.
What does it say right now? It's like 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Stay black, stay dangerous. We'll see each other. Like, see you guys. What's tomorrow? Saturday.
Yep.
Yep. Front Line Blacc News. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining me, Lady Che. So this is going to conclude season 11, episode 25 of Ground Rising with Shabaka and the Chase in conjunction with the Front Line Blacc News. Join us tomorrow for Front Line Blacc News. I'm going to carry on the topics over there to Front Line Blacc News that we didn't get to. And that was the draft update and can the military defy presidential order? So we'll be discussing those topics along with several other topics tomorrow. God damn it, Amarillo. Leave mommy's toothbrush alone. You got your damn toothbrush. Yeah. So we'll see y'all then. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe to all of our platforms. Frontline Blacc. Huh?
I thought I heard it.
No, he's playing with your toothbrush.
Thank you. Where's the water bottle? You go off the counter when you're dead.
I have the water bottle. He just was in the sink.
Watch
Jumped in the sink.
Watch you, cuz. Watch you.
He jumped in the damn sink. All right, so yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to all our platforms. Frontline Blacc News on YouTube and Facebook. The Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook. It's about this Black Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Twitter.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. And everyone in the chat.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Fresh. And shout out to Goddess Nabi.
Guys,
and
now
anybody that is peeking and not speaking. So peace, love, light, reparations, separations, and delineations in Black empowerment. Chain Kruma and Lady Chase on and off from the mile high income and illegal migrant flooded city. See y'all tomorrow for Frontline Blacc News. Peace.